Dang, we're live again. We're live again. You know, I almost, hold on, wait. I'm trying to figure out what that is. Oh, that's my little fan right there. Um, wow, this is actually, I like the background. I can actually modify and change it. But we're gonna leave it at this because it kind of matches what I got going, what I got on right now. So hey Centel, nice to see you. Hey Gloria, it's nice to see you. Truth Seeker, hey, how are y'all? I Peep Game, what's up? Queen Belinda's back as well. You guys, thank you for coming back in. Robert's girl, thank you for coming back in. I seen you over there on Facebook as well. So we are going to go ahead and get started here. Essentially, last week I played part 2. Hey, Tammy. I played part 1 of, an interview with Emmanuel in which he expressed the loss. He had lost his son, Blake. And he lost his son Blake to gun violence. And, he's been going through a lot. And as of today, let me just check really quickly how much money we've raised. Hold on. Oh, goodness. We have raised $681 for Mr. Thomas. So I just want to say thank you to all of you who participated, who watched the video, and essentially helped to raise this money for him, so that he can go and see his children. So hey, loving mama. I wonder who loving mama is. My goddaughter. It makes me wonder, because I do got a godmother. Who are you, loving mama? I ain't never seen you before. But anyway, guys, I know that, Emmanuel will be joining us. At this point, as we play part 2 of this interview that I did with him, our fundraising is complete as of today. And although we did not reach our, $2,500, goal, we reached $681. And I'm really proud of each and every one of you who helped to raise this money for him and for his daughters, so that he can see his daughters. And he recently just lost his nephew, by the way, just a couple days ago, Mello, who died of cancer. R.I.P. to Mello. Okay, loving mama. Okay, that's what's up. Hey, Sandra. So, he's just suffered such loss, and then to lose his nephew Mello as well recently, it's just like, can a man take anymore? I mean, seriously. And so you haven't missed anything, Brooke. I just literally restarted. We're going to go ahead and move forward on this. Now, what you're going to see in this interview, okay, and this part 2, is discussions, in regards to this interview. Actually, let me bring it up here. Hold on. Give me a second, y'all. Essentially, he is going to be talking about his searches for Maleah Davis in the Maleah Davis case. And actually, I think I have it. Yeah, hold on one second. I can tell you exactly the lowdown. So basically, he's going to be talking about the Maleah Davis case. He's the searches that took place for Maleah Davis that he helped to organize. He's going to talk about Britney, Bowens, and Derion, Vence. He's also going to talk about Quanell X and his involvement in the case. And Emmanuel is also, was Quanell X's bodyguard for over 3 years. And he brings an amazing insight into a lot of the claims of information and things that we have heard about Quanell X from Houston. He's also going to speak on John from Houston Unsolved Homicides. And those are the topics that he hit on during this interview from last year. So I wanted to go ahead and we're going to just get this popping. You know, I'm going to make sure sound is all good here. And actually, before I do that, 1 second. Let me make sure I share the right screen. I will not be able to see the chat during this, but I'll probably join from my phone as I can. But I'm going to be sitting here watching it like all of you. Okay. So let me go ahead and play this. And, you know, I'll be back right after the live, and hopefully, you know, I may be able to get Emmanuel to come on. I think he wanted to come on and thank everybody. He did express his thanks for all the money that we happened to raise in a week. You know, he had a GoFundMe before, and we raised almost just as much money in a week that it took him 2 years to raise. He did say he wanted to let everyone know thank you. And that was when the funeral was going on and he needed money for the funeral. This money was being raised, you know, so that he could go and see his children who live in a different state, who were not even able to attend their brother's funeral. And then, of course, he just lost his nephew. And this just happened after we started raising money for the GoFundMe. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. Let's see here. Do I have any mods in here right now? Yes, I do. Okay. All right, guys. Let's do it.
Talk about Maleah Davis. You know, I was the other guy on the other side of town. You know, everybody knows about John Marsden, and they know about all the things that he did out of the South. Now, John Marsden is a advocate. John Marsden is someone I've seen on the Maleah Davis case. He has did like, you know, a lot of videos and stuff on Facebook. So I don't know much about him. John Marsden is who Queen cashed me. I told y'all he was. I love your ass. Queen cashed me out. I know you're not expecting this right now, baby. He has some things he wants to say to you real quick. I love you, Queen. You are the truth, man. The absolute man. Look, the way you. I love your videos. That's what I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm a genius. I love intellect. I love the mind, the thought process, the way you analyze your situations. I have to give you your roses, baby. I'm talking. If I could give you your gold and your diamonds, I would give it to you. You the truth. I'm serious. Salute, royal family. Salute. Serious. I told him about your video about, you know, John Marsden, and man, he actually watched it late last night after we got off the phone planning for the day. I had to go see it, you know, because there's a lot of people that have been fooled by that dude, and you know, I know him personally, and so the things that he was doing, I was catching that shit, and I was trying from the other side to tell people don't get too wrong by that shit, but it seemed like so many people would just falling into that shit. Because everywhere, I'm telling you, everything you see on the internet, you see him on the video, like, because he was making sure that camera saw him everywhere, every angle he went. He wanted the camera to see him, not see what he was trying to get the viewers to acknowledge, but to see him acknowledge him himself. You know, I'm the guy that was on Isaiah Carey with him. I had my hair, my braids, my hair was hanging, and I had my son on my shoulder. You know, as I'm gonna take my son always. And what you said, Cash, was so fucking real. Because I told him this shit. I told him stop focusing on everybody else when you have your child out here. I said he's supposed to be the center of every fucking thing you do.
And she did say that.
And he got that from me.
That, and I agree with that.
Still have it. That's why I disregarded him. After that Isaiah Factor show, and he went out there and he kept the camera in his face, and he's still doing that. And he sent me to the wrong place, like sent me on to the wrong address while they were over there having a little TV show. I didn't want to be in that bullshit anyway. We were really out here doing it. They were
what
doing
TV show were they doing? All the Facebook videos.
You know, everybody and their mama was out there with a camera.
Yeah.
From their angle, from their viewpoint, reporting. We had 1 billion reporters
on Facebook, especially.
On Facebook, and so anybody that wanted to get Facebook fame knew to be at those different places.
Got it.
And you're gonna get hit from Facebook from all over, you know, because everybody was filming.
Yeah.
They out there praying and all that woo bullshit. I don't do none of that. We do actions. We fuck all that. Us standing together, holding our hands. I'm not whoever do it, but that ain't me, and that ain't us, and that's not what we were after. So him trying to throw me off from it so that I couldn't come around now. I was like, man, I didn't want to get in front of the fucking cameras. I was just trying to find out what y'all were doing over here. I actually wanted to see it because I kept calling out there and I wasn't seeing them in the places they were saying they were at. And I know him personally, so I would have his number. I would call him personally. He keeps sending me away. When I finally reach him, man, where y'all at? I'm out here. Oh man, we finished. We finished for the day. Finished for the day? Boy, this is a 24-hour day. What are you talking about? I'm up at 2, 3 in the fucking morning when people sending me all type of messages. Hey, we're over here. Such and such. Can you come check over here? We're over here. Such and such. Can you check over there? We like, all right. Well, we done heard that message 4 times. Okay, check this person out. See if that area where they talking about is real. Okay, man, they didn't check it. All right, let's go over there. Let's go see for ourselves. Because that's how we had to make sure. And we were going up on a lot of bullshit leads. Had us going.
I heard about that.
And us going everywhere. And all the videos there, but I was overshadowed by all of this, the glory they were trying to get. And they were making such a big ass deal of it. You know, it became financially, profiting for a lot of them. And they were not going to turn down the money. So the more that they knew this name brought them in attention, the more they knew they could financially gain off of it. If they want to go on our page and look all the way back to February 3rd when my son's memorial was stolen, they will all see John Marsden in my van.
Wow.
And he saying all of this about me. You're the truth, you're the truth, you're the truth. And so when we were involved in the case, I'm like, well,
and he did.
Y'all need to come on here.
With
what we're doing over here. Follow what we're telling y'all about. Stop going that way, because all that is just what the fuck is passing flies out at the corner gonna do? That's not gonna find his baby because she's not in one of these cars on the corner. We looking for her, and we looking for a body so that we can go and find out what happened to her. I didn't get in here looking for nobody that was alive, just being real, because I know, man, ain't no little baby gonna be gone, and she's all right. Nobody's kidnapped her and took her to Disney World. Mm-hmm. Nah. If somebody took her, she ain't where she's supposed to be at. She in a bad predicament. And it ain't good. You ain't have to tell me nothing else. Exactly. I know she's not where she's supposed to be. So I know she's not alive. Y'all can play that bullshit out of the world. We're gonna have hope and all that. That's why when I was on there with Andy Kahn and them, whenever Andy Kahn would say what he would say, if you notice me, I'd be like, I'll just keep on saying this bullshit to people instead of just telling us the truth so that we won't keep being emotionally threw off. Just tell us the truth, man, that we know what we're looking for. But, they had to keep it going. They had to keep the popularity of it going. But
so how are some of the ways that people make money on this Maleah Davis case? Because obviously Cokia Jackson has been a factor on my channel. There's a lot of history there. Many of my viewers are very aware of. But I'm curious, what are some of the other ways that people were making money? What were the scams that you were seeing?
The direct scam was that cash app, the GoFundMe. All right, whenever somebody, period, dies, one of the things that goes up immediately is a GoFundMe. Now, that's no different from when loved ones in the past would die, and you would have to go around to all the family members and, take a collection because, sometimes we just don't have it. Nobody expects it.
It always happens at a time you don't expect.
And so with younger kids, it's really not expected. In this day and age, with the finances how they are, nobody's going to waste that. To them, it's a waste. Waste that $10, $15, $20 extra that you're just going to pay on a premium. And you seeing your baby growing, you ain't never expecting your child to die. So when a youngster dies, a lot of times it's without insurance. So people do what they've been taught in the past. They go around and they ask people. These days we have what's the GoFundMe. And GoFundMe gets people because you send $100, GoFundMe gets 40 out of it.
Right,
so,
right.
And with Jasmine Cash App, it takes less.
Right.
It's better.
It's pretty fast too.
Right. So with this little girl, Jasmine Bowens, they had one of our players, DeAndre Hopkins, gave his check for his playoff game. He actually gave his check towards the reward money that was being asked by the organizers from the citizens to send those donations so that they could get a reward, and people would tell. They wanted people to tell.
Wow.
The reward kept getting higher, and DeAndre Hopkins gave his check, his whole check. Pledged. Now, he did that on a Thursday.
Right.
All right. Thursday and Friday. And now Saturday, they have a big rally. We're still looking for the killer. We've been out there since Monday. We're covering the freeways. We're covering every red truck because this is what they told us. So we were out there doing all that. Wednesday, this is what we found out later. Wednesday, they found out who killed the girl, who was the suspects. They found this out Wednesday. Instead of saying something, they waited, let Thursday come and let DeAndre Hopkins give up his check. And hoping all the people were sending money in because everybody was moved by the death of a baby. And they were sending so much money in. Saturday, we have this big rally. They had this big rally out there. Sunday morning, they let everybody know they made an arrest. But they made the arrest Saturday night while everybody was out at the party. They knew about it Wednesday. The police don't just go and bust something out. They have to organize.
Yeah.
They have to set up. It has to be papers drawn up and signed, orders and all that before they go and make a move that could lead to somebody's death. When you're going to catch a suspect, that's a serious thing. You just don't go out like the movies. Hey, Johnny, I got to work. Tip my money. No, that's the fucking movies. That's the movies. The reality is that they get this information and it goes through a chain of command of paperwork before the actual work is done. Because they need to know who they're going to pay to do it, who they're going to choose to pull out this mission, so to say.
Right.
So they prepared. They've had enough time to prepare. They go find the suspect, make sure the information is good. All the organizers knew this and didn't tell anybody. Why? Because people were sending money to that fund. And that fund was given to the quote unquote organizers and different organizations in the city once nobody was able to claim it.
Wow.
Nobody told
Wow.
So Wednesday, they got the tip. Thursday, he gives more money, a boatload.
Wow.
Friday, nothing. Saturday, nothing. While they're out there at the rally, they would get tacted up, putting their tactical gear on so that they can go and complete this mission. To go find these suspects that everybody's been screaming about. They just got the information and they went in there and they picked those guys up after the rally. They picked them up. Sunday morning they reported it. So we told everybody, like, They did that on purpose. They let us have that rally because they could have told everybody Wednesday, hey, we got suspects, and they're not white. If y'all look back and y'all look at Quanell X, every time you look at one of those interviews, I'm that dude that was standing next to him in the red beret in the full Black Panther uniform. I am Supreme General of the new Black Panther Nation. Our units cover Greens Point. I'm also over a Southern District. And I protected Quanell X 3.5 years while we were trying to fix up the Greens Point community. We combined forces, told us he was going to help. And so I protected him. I did many missions. I covered many stories. A lot of times people saw me on the news and didn't know that was me because they were so focused on him. I've covered the funerals. I've preached the funerals. I've done the searches. I've done the after-school programs. I've done the crossing guards. I've done the patrols. I'm the foot soldier that everybody sees out in the streets doing the work. Those are the camera people that they pay attention to. But it was me on the camera too.
I've seen that actually myself, further up you protecting Quanell X.
I don't with no fake stuff like real bullets come. So we were out there really doing that from footing cameras. We were out there to really protect, but that has been my job, and that's what I was doing, fixing up my community, where I live, where I was raised, all over. And if anybody's ever had a problem, they call me, and I've helped a lot of situations.
Done a lot of advocacy.
A lot of it, like a lot of the. Okay, well, I'll call the sheriff. Hey, man, what's going on? Brother Emmanuel, we need to know what happened. Okay, yeah, this is what happened. Okay, we made it to the time. This is what they say, and this is what we're going to do. All right, I really let's go do it. Out of that, don't go to the news. You don't go to the public. People like Quanell get the credit for it. So I didn't care.
You want to talk about Quanell?
Well, that's what we're going to do because that's what I did for many years. I protected him. Because I didn't know he was fooling people. He was getting over on it. And when I did see something, because this baby was killed in Marsden, and I told him I wasn't going to cover that story unless he was going to come to the funeral. And I didn't think he was going to come to the funeral. And I was like, you're not going to play with no baby. You're not going to get no interview on no baby. You're not going to really help. Because all the other people that we helped, I went to their funerals and he didn't show up. And I used to tell him, like, God, people is going to start thinking something funny with you if you don't show up to these funerals, man. How are we going to be out here helping them and doing their story? And then don't even come to the funeral. There's a family celebration.
Would he get paid to do these jobs?
I'm finding out now he was.
Wow.
I'm finding out now he was paid for all that. And he didn't bring shit with us. He didn't give us anything. And that's what really pissed me off. Like, hold on, people was paying you to do that?
Yeah,
well, you were supposed to be looking out for your soldiers.
Right.
We the ones that come protect you to do this interview because you won't do nothing without us.
Wow.
We're your family getting that all this. You getting money for this dude? Because we all doing it for free. You getting money on some slick shit?
Apparently, there's been a lot of people that have said they paid Quanell X. He did not deliver. Bill from the Advised Show exposed him last year for this.
Telling the truth. They're all telling the truth. Cash, yeah, baby. Queen, you telling the truth. All of it. Y'all go check her out. What she tells and breaks down about that cat, you spot dead on.
Much love, Queen.
And I know him. I moved his houses. I know where he stay. I know what house he stay in. I know the color of his drawers. I did all that stuff for him. And when my baby was killed, this same dude that's out there making y'all think he love babies, he doing it for Maleah, and he did shit for my baby, his own nephew.
And you bodyguarded him for 3 years.
Or as he said, I protected the message. Because I didn't protect him. I protected the help he came and brought to the people. Because the people were not going to be able to get their stories out there unless this clown came. And so we made sure the people got their stories out. We helped a lot of the people. Whatever he doing in his life, as I told him, he's gonna suffer. But the message is not gonna be tainted. The message is gonna get out there because we got those messages out there. The right people heard the right stories.
Yeah, I did see a video where he was apparently kicked out of the.
Oh yeah, and that's my brother Yakanan, and Yakanan was on my show. Me and brother Yakanan had done many missions with Quanell, protecting him.
Wow.
Yakanan knows. Oh yeah, from the south side to the north side. That's been me always. And Yakanan and all my brothers, they've been out there too. They've been on the missions too. We all have been out. We were protecting this man. When we found out all his maliciousness, everybody lit into him, trying to get it understood or fixed, and he wouldn't do it. That's when they all decided, this dude is evil, and we're not gonna condone that. We will let the people know.
Oh, and they did that. They stood out that gate. Wow.
He made that announcement.
Yes.
Once he made that announcement, see, I was going through mine, so I didn't get out on the news. Be like, yeah, he right because he did me like that, because I was too focused on my son.
Yeah.
I was like, F you ain't gonna help.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this done. I know how to do it anyway, so I'm gonna get it done, and I'll deal with you later.
I just find appalling, I just have to say this, that he would stand up in an apartment complex with Britney.
Hold on, guys. Not sure what's going on here. Bear with me. Yeah. There we go.
They've been out there too. They've been on the missions too.
Sorry about that.
Have been there. We were protecting this man. When we found out all his maliciousness, everybody lit into him, trying to get it understood or fixed, and he wouldn't do it. That's when they all decided, this dude is evil, and we're not gonna condone that. We will let the people know.
Oh, and they did that. They stood out that gate. Wow.
He made that announcement.
Yes.
Once he made that announcement, see, I was going through mine, so I didn't get out on the news. Be like, yeah, he right because he did me like that, because I was too focused on my son.
Yeah.
I was like, F you ain't gonna help.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this done. I know how to do it anyway, so I'm gonna get it done, and I'll deal with you later.
I just find it appalling, I just have to say this, that he would stand up in an apartment complex with Britney Bowens, say things that he did not go to the police and even say. Put out things that were not true about the man being gay when he just saved the woman's number under a man's name. And he didn't even know her. And she has done very questionable things. Everyone knows how I feel about Britney Bowens. I feel like she should be in jail. But the fact that he knew you.
Knows.
And didn't even.
Still to this day, on all the face-offs And he's on our local station, Fox 26. He's on there about 3 or 4 times a week. A lot of people were petitioning to have him removed because they were saying, you know, the public has been having a problem with it.
Yeah.
Fox wouldn't let it go. So he's still on there. So every time he's been on there, he's had an opportunity to, hey, y'all, I want to send condolences to, you know, my soldier. And he lost his firstborn son, killed in the streets of Greenspoint. You know, this man has done a lot of work y'all have seen but not seen. And I want to send condolences to his family.
He couldn't even do that.
Still hasn't done that. Why? But he could sit there and he could cry for Matt's death. you always got a father in me. That's what he told his son.
Wow.
Cried on national TV when this man died. The man that sat across that table and really wanted to kill him. And when he died, cried, told his son, man, you ever need that guts, all that stuff.
I wonder if he's kept his promise.
No, he hasn't. Because it wasn't a promise. It was just a statement to get sympathy. And all of them cried. I took him to the funeral.
Wow.
That was me bodyguarding him for the funeral. Y'all see Quanell X at Matt's funeral and Dominique Keith interviewed him outside. You'll see me right next to him. And a lot of people are like, why were you looking at him like that? Because really, it was tripping me out. Like, you know, like, in my mind, I'm thinking it. I didn't know if others was thinking it. I'm like, dude, you were crying on the TV for this dude. I didn't know you liked him like that. Right. I thought y'all really didn't like each other because y'all be putting that show on us. Yeah. I didn't know you really. It made me look away and something else like for it. Right. I was looking at him another way like, yeah. Oh, man. So when it came to my son, talking about not a postcard, not a, he go $10 towards his funeral. Here's $10, brother. You help bury your son. Here's some flowers. He goes some money for some flowers. You know. We find out who did it. Why they did it. Right. You want to find justice for everything else. He said something. This whole case would have been over quick. If he'd have told everybody, hey, that's my soldier. I want to know who. We gotta know who did it because I do it for everybody else. He did it for Britney Bowens. And she didn't ask him right. She didn't pay him, as you say, right? So you was just doing that to kind of say, oh, why didn't you do your own? I could kind of say your heart. Right. My son. Right. Your nephew. Why? Because mine's was going to generate. Mine's was going to generate popularity. Mine's was going to be the one you wasn't going to get clout over. Right. You're going to get exposed over him. Because you risked my life. My life has been on the line. Every mission, every time, if anybody wanted to hurt him. Did he get a lot of death threats? A lot of people that hate him. And my thing was, I was hearing it. Some people were telling me that, and I was like, well, I've heard that a lot, you know, but I ain't seen nobody because all the people we go to, I be asking them, like, did y'all pay this dude? They be like, no. I'm like, okay, well, we doing good. So maybe some of those people are, you know, disgruntled or something, you know. I don't know, but I have to see it for myself. So maybe if some of those victims would come talk to me and I can see it for myself, then I can say it's true or not. But until I can do that, I can't make a statement on it. I can only go off of what's happening right now. But there were many signs for us. Well, Phil from the Advice Show said over 20 women in his video. Oh, yeah. No sisters are not lying. Yeah. But we found that out in the right time. But when he stopped coming to our neighborhood community get-togethers, we were having community meetings at the barbershop on North Borough. And just bringing all the youngsters, everybody in, and, you know, teaching them. And let's get it all together. And he was supposed to show up, and he stopped showing up. Yeah. A lot of people stopped wanting to come. And I'm like, oh man, this is not right.
Yeah.
Why ain't you coming? Kept on pressing. The people need help. The people, okay, I'm going to help the people. I'm going to help the people. So here comes my son. My son, you're the first person I call. Get to Houston. On else.
So, and just so people know, you were in San Antonio and you called him and said, I'm on my way. And he said he was going to be there. And he was waiting. And you got there.
He ain't answered his phone to this day.
Wow.
He ain't answered his phone to this day. Act like I
don't even exist.
I could have went down there when they were doing all that crazy Britney stuff at the county. I knew he was going to be down at the courthouse.
Oh, yeah, the cameras were all there. Yeah. They were heckling Britney.
I knew it, and they started going off on him like they should have.
Yes, they did.
Yes, they backed up.
Yes, they did.
Oh, let's respect Quanell, y'all. I'm like, nah, y'all right.
You walked her in there.
Your ass on the wrong side, dude.
Exactly.
But everybody's going to see this. They're going to know it in the right time how wrong you are. You've been on the wrong side, and now it's the time for you to be revealed with proof. There ain't nobody out there. If you believe this man is any kind of way good after hearing about my son, his own, and his complete disregard of him to this day, if you think that's a leader, I don't want your ass around me. Go let him lead you. Yeah, because everybody ain't gonna come and be saved. So you want that, go for it. But that ain't no leader in our book. I don't care how many marches you done fronted on, how many things you done did, when you won't look out for your own evil. That's what we talking about with Britney. You ain't protect your own daughter. It wasn't Vence's job to protect her. You had her.
And won't even tell the truth about how long you were there that morning.
They won't say nothing. We all talk
about won't say a bad word about her. Wearing the ring. The ring. I'm just like.
Won't even say fuck my daughter. She ain't say nothing. Yeah. She wouldn't say nothing. She was standing right on side of the right person. Because he said nothing.
And all she did was cover her face the whole time. Because of the shame she felt.
A lot of people didn't see that interview, the first interview she had when she was just I want Maleah back. I just want if y'all would go back, and I released it on my page, the footage before that.
When she asked when the cameras were on?
Right, the cameras were rolling.
I know exactly.
And one of them was like, yeah, whenever you're ready. She like, is it on yet? Yeah. Like, yeah, they're on.
And like,
they're on? She was like, they were like, yeah, they're on. And she said, have they been on? Like, yeah, they're on right now. They've been on. She said, I mean, immediately, as soon as she said they've been on, and he said, yeah, they've been on, she went.
Yep. And that is a fact. That is a fact. I know exactly the conference.
Just want Maleah, y'all.
Yes, she did. I just want to bring her home.
Maleah, y'all. People saying her name like this is another person.
Yeah, like she's.
When I talk to my son, I say Papa. I say Papa. I say baby. You're my boy. Yeah. Come here, son.
If anyone knows anything,
come here, Andre.
Right.
Or come here, Maleah.
Yeah.
Hey, I want y'all to find Maleah. You talking like you are a friend of them.
Right.
When a parent talks, they be like, I'm talking about my baby. Thank you, my son. I want you to know who this is to me. I'm not just going to tell you his name. I'm going to tell you who they are.
But see, at the end of that, she said, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, because she couldn't pull out no tears.
I can't do this anymore.
She kept shaking her head. They just wouldn't come out. See, that's the sign of somebody who's trying to go into the mode of producing.
I've watched her do it several times. I've never been able
to think about how
something bad.
Something to make him cry.
That's right.
Couldn't do it. She's I just can't do this, y'all.
Yeah.
You couldn't do this in the beginning when before you knew the cameras was on. Y'all was good. You take this line and you was just good then. As soon as the camera come on, you can't do it.
My understanding, she didn't participate in any search at all. Didn't go to the balloon release.
They damn sure didn't go to. They wasn't in my searches. They wasn't calling me. Didn't reach out to me when all of it was done. They didn't say, "Hey, thank you, Brother Emmanuel, the brother that was on the north side doing that whole search."
She didn't even show up at the airport when her daughter's body came home.
They don't.
It's disgusting.
Oh, she talked to John Marsden, though.
Yeah, about that. You know, I find that very awkward that he fights for the, you know, unsolved murders and all of that. I find it awkward that he calls her on live and speaks with her and brags about this. I don't understand why. What is he helping to solve by doing that?
He's playing both sides to the middle. A lot of these people play both sides to the middle when they, well, I don't want to talk down about you because it might come out and everybody might have sympathy for you. And then I'm going to tell everybody, yeah, I had sympathy for her too. See what I'm saying? You splitting it. Do you care that she killed the baby? If you find out she killed the baby, you would have sympathy for her? Who do you care about? Her or the baby?
He stays on Derion.
Well, you're supposed to hate Derion. How you gonna hate her?
And then he was spying at what I thought was spying, trying to video a family member of Craig Davis one day when he was live outside of the courthouse. I don't understand why Britney. I have a problem, number one, with the fact that our constables, tax paid, you know, paid by our taxes, protected her when she went to court. And why are you showing up at court anyway? I mean, really, you've not did an interview. You've not said anything about talking to him about wanting to know what he did to your daughter. You're not going to be able to ask him what he did. I mean, are you going to court because you want to watch your daughter's killer get in trouble? Or are you going to court because you miss him and you want to see him? That's what I'm not getting from her.
She went to court, not for Derion, not for Maleah. She went to court for the fucking cameras that were outside.
That makes sense.
That's it. Went to court for the cameras. You got your fame. Oh, you famous now.
I heard she said she wanted a Lifetime movie.
You are now.
Oh, yeah.
Go on, play your role.
Yeah.
But they're going to play your role.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to play it. They're going to show exactly what your role is. You're going to play a part in it. Do your role because reality, that's your baby. That's your baby. They've seen her now with a new boo.
Really?
Oh, you ain't seen the pictures? Hooked up, booed up, he got his little braids.
No.
Yeah, they caught pictures of him at a game or somewhere. They was at a game. He got her wrapped up and all that, and they're like, man, you can move on that quick.
I'm shocked.
Derion knows.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, she used his, but now he's useless because he got nothing but a life of prison to look forward to.
That's it.
So he can't do nothing for her if she's not in jail. She has to move on to the next. See who's going to be the next one to do my will. Yeah, she made that boy go and hide what she did to that baby. And he did it. Loving her, wanting to be on her side. And it looked like she was turning on him.
Yeah.
So that's when he tried
to say where the body was.
When he found out that she was out there telling people that he was gay
and that wasn't even
baby, that ain't nowhere true. What it was is that when you say a comment like that, when you make a comment like that, that automatically makes those who are listening automatically hate you. You don't have to be guilty of it. When you say rape, possibly,
oh my God,
that makes everybody.
But see, the thing about it, I was blogging about it then, and I had a problem with that because first of all, Quanell, and I've said this out loud, and I've said it before, and I don't know, everybody's seen those videos, and I'll say it again. Quanell had no business coming out, calling that news conference, saying those things. And he had not even been to the police yet. How dare you come out talking about she was molested, she was abused? Have you told the police this? No, you have not.
Because the police ain't gonna give him no fame.
Are you kidding me right now? That disgusted me, and I've said before that, you know, Quanell, I'm really glad he's not talking about this case anymore, because I don't want to see this case damaged any more than it's already been damaged by some actions done by him, like things like that. Well, they also sued him, the lawyer for Derion Vence, put a restraining order on him. He can't
come up there.
That's correct. And that was a smart thing for a lawyer to do. But I have a problem. I just don't want to hear any recordings come out or secret recordings because him and Britney aren't getting along. Please just don't mess that case up. Is all I'm saying.
He already did that.
Any more than what it is.
He messed it up because
he
threw that. He threw something out very important. He threw people off when he said that Derion Vence was getting penis pictures.
Yes.
Sending penis pictures to another man.
And that's
Derion Vence possibly molested Maleah. All of her supporters and lovers, when they heard that anybody, they could have said Quanell Jackson molested Maleah. Everybody would have been, what? Quanell? They ain't even in the same state. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a charge brings so much hell in our community. If you say anybody's doing anything sexual, boy, that will tarnish them forever.
She couldn't even look the whole time Quanell's saying that.
Because she knew he was lying.
Exactly.
But what he was lying to do would get her sympathy.
Yeah.
And it started to get her sympathy. It was like, oh, he molested the baby. Oh, she was going to
wasn't having it.
No. Those were pictures
sent
that
to a woman saved under a man's name.
Thank you.
It's a common thing.
Everybody does.
That's right.
Ain't nothing to do with it.
And I haven't once heard him come out and admit that.
Because he knew what he was persuading everybody to believe.
Because if you know that that's what it was, and even the mistresses said it, why have you not came out and said, I made a mistake?
Because he knew what he was trying to get everybody to believe, and they did. Because everybody after that, people started being sympathetic, screaming like,
yeah,
he messed with her baby.
And it upset me.
Yeah, think about
it. I'll see right through it.
And now thinking, I done hid this baby for what you did. You're gonna tell people I molested her? Well, he took her home from the daycare and then look at her. He was taking her home and molesting her.
Right.
Which one is he on? Then they say, oh well, molesters. No, molesters have sexual preference.
That's right.
Pedophiles do have sexual preference.
That's right.
No, one that likes girls is not gonna go mess with a boy. He's gonna be a girl pedophile.
He also said that Derion brought her home that morning before he went to work. But the thing is, Britney was there.
Thank you.
She was there.
And the baby, how many times
he left while Britney and Maleah was still there?
Yeah, because how many times do we send our babies to the daycare every day? That don't happen. No matter what daycare you go to, your baby's gonna stay home from you sometimes. Sometimes you're gonna go get them early and all that. You never know what the case was going on, But they used that to get her. He was trying to get her sympathy. You saw how he was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's not going to be answering any questions.
A lot. Yeah, she's not going to answer questions. I'll answer.
Oh no, she's not going to answer that question.
Penis pictures and possibly was whooping her too hard one time.
Giving her baths.
Y'all gonna say that he whooped her one time too hard? No, they've been together. So you mean to tell me that's an abuser that gives a baby a whooping once?
And let's not forget that she had a brain injury the year before.
So why didn't y'all say that he'd been whooping her all the time?
Right.
You just said this one.
Right.
That would get sympathy from us. And people just, once they say you done did something,
it's
six. All those, when they say anything about rape or sexual things, you are guilty, no matter what. There's somebody out there that's going to believe you possibly did that.
Oh, absolutely.
And it threw us all off because there was nothing sexual in that. There wasn't nothing gay in that. There wasn't nothing. But those two things threw us off. And we actually got mad at him. Or if he was gay, he wrong. How? Gay is gay. What the fuck that got to do with anything? Why should a person be wrong or a murderer because they're gay. Right. That don't mean that they're gonna kill nobody because of their sexual preference. That's right. That was horrible. That was a horrible tactic. In the right time, it was gonna throw people off, and it did. But it reveals to us how he did because he knew better. He knew what he was doing. That was malicious, and when Britney turned on him, he even went on an interview with Lynn Cannon, and still continued to talk about this. I could not believe it. Like, wow. He went on every station. He had and he was right there by himself. 11, 13, but you worked 26. 2, 11, 13. Those gave you exclusives. So all you had to do was hear Quanell. He got to do what he wanted. All the camera on him. But what he had done, he knew that would strike everybody's attention. So when he holding on, he's saying this and she's not saying that. At some point, she's like, whoa, hold on. He ain't do all that, dog. You know, that's what she claimed after they knew he was giving her sympathy. She thought it would work. Yeah. But when everybody turned it around and said, because we don't care about that, that makes you worse. Right, because you knew what was happening. What? It turned out. Then she was like, hey, now, Quanell X don't represent me. And I never told him that. Oh, yeah. Vence, she knew he was going to get back to Vence. And now Vence is in there. What y'all need to know, Vence is not in the county with no damn cell phone or no TV watching what goes on. Vence is in a closet, a hole with nothing. No radio, no nothing. He doesn't know what anybody is saying about him except for what his family tells him in the little small visits that they give him, which is watched and made sure that, you know, y'all don't get out of line, especially he's high profile. Right. So to bring him out, you have to have protection. All that. Vence did not know what was being said about him by her because she was manipulating everybody to have sympathy. Her, everything was about her getting done bad when she was a little kid. She got beat. Yeah. He sat right there and said that. She didn't say nothing like, hold on, dog, don't be lying on my family. My people ain't never beat me. My family came out and was like, you lying? You ain't never been beat. Yes. Foster care system. You ain't never been through none of that. Yes. Like this girl. Yeah. Bowens family. No, she hasn't. Why Quanell lied? So she knew she had to back out. Right. Because if Vence find out that you're out there lying on him, what he gonna tell on you? So she, because you are still lying about that hour you were there that morning. That's why I'm making Quanell leave, because he's not telling the truth. Don't tell us now he ain't telling the truth. Right. Why don't you tell us when before we got sympathetic to that shit. We started believing it. And now all these groups is going crazy. Oh my God. You sound like a Facebook girl. Yeah. Oh, it's insane. He messed with the girl. So you bring her home. It's inappropriate. Inappropriate to bring a baby home early. If he was trying to sneak her in, he would have like been holding her as he was walking through the door. It looks like they were just walking in. I mean, how am I gonna sneak her in if I left the daycare? The daycare knows the baby is not there. Everybody will know who the baby went home with. Houston do not play that. They know who came and get the baby because you have to be approved on the list to come. They can't get a baby. They ain't just give your baby to anybody. So the daycare knows the baby is gone. That's not a secret. Britney knew that. She knew that, but they knew by saying that sexual thing with everybody loving this baby. If a person thought any kind of way possible this baby could be sexualized, they were going to hang you for it. Yeah. And that's what they did. They hung Vence before they knew. And when they found out, it came out. She lied. That was a girl. Those difference wasn't for no boy. Not a man. That was a girl. And she just did that. That's what made them fight. Wow. Just think about it. If you in your house and you see your dude phone and you see some dick pics and it's a man, first off, you're gonna be mad, but a lot of women know this. They're gonna be embarrassed. Like, with my man, she don't be with another man. They're gonna come. Like, when you looking at you see dick pics and you see a man name and you like, okay. And then you see it's a girl, you like, oh, you sneaky motherfucker. Ain't that what you do? And that might be why he had those scratches on him. All that they had been feeling. And those weren't cracks.
Those weren't flash.
Probably picked some. Busted. They had a big ass fight, and that's what Maleah got hurt. Ever busted that big ass thing on his head?
Yeah.
The remnants of it hit her. So when I tell people, it's either they ran her over fighting, or she threw something, and some hit him. He knew it was her. He was like,
because there's no reason she's lying about being there that morning.
Because if you watch while y'all are fighting,
right.
He got bruises, you got bruises, baby hurt. Y'all both going to jail.
And CPS is already in your life.
They ain't trying to hit nothing. This baby hurt. Y'all have fallen on each other. That's the cause of her being hurt. So they knew they couldn't talk about it. They already have a history, and now they done messed up. So he did something because he had a piece of the blame in it by that foolery that got exposed by his angry woman. Y'all know she angry. All that. So I know she ain't gonna take no stuff. Don't tell me you a weak ass woman. No, you bigger than this dude. You 3 times bigger than him. You can whoop him, please. So you did. You whooped his butt.
I thought that
you
myself.
Whooped his butt and then forced him out of guilt, out of fear. I'm gonna tell him you mess with a woman. I'm gonna tell him you mess with that. Or I'm gonna tell him that you did it.
Yeah.
They'll have something on me. And down here, we know the black man down here has to prove his innocence with money. You ain't got none. You get scared. So she sat there and told him, if you give me them, we'll act like somebody. They came up with that story. She knew that story. He knew that story. They came up with that story and tried to execute that story. Not knowing if there were others. This case ain't gonna be like those other cases. This case hit the world hard. For some reason, it hit the world hard.
It did.
When we were on Greens Road looking, I started the live video. And I said, all right, y'all, when we down here on Greens Road, we're going to be looking down here to see if we see anything. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, this is a case that just happened, man. We just found out about it. And we're on our way out here. But the things they're saying about this, it just don't sound right to me, man. It
didn't sound right from the beginning.
This is what I'm saying on my video. For 30 minutes, I got 8,000 views.
No, wow.
And I finished that video before we made it to Epic Search. And I finished that video. When I stopped it, they were like, baby, look, that's a 7K.
Wow.
I was like, maybe it's a mess up. It said 7.9K. I was like, that's damn near
no wonder why people
views. This gotta be a mess up because we
no,
have no views like that.
no.
No, like
people love them. It went nationwide.
And this got 8,000 people are watching. What's going on with this baby? Yeah. And showing up, the next one, I got on there, I was like, hey, man, we need some help. Yeah, I'm like, God, leave me with it. I'm like, you know what? That's real, man. It's about time everybody pay attention, right? When a baby get hurt, that's how it works. Let's do this, y'all. Let's find this out. Man. Come on, man. Let's do this, man. Y'all help me out, man. Let's do this. Okay, where is it over there? What you got over there? This
community actually came together.
We were working. Yeah. I went out there, and that's when I hooked up with Echo Search. Like, man, what have y'all searched? And we're gonna search the other. Or we go behind y'all. Y'all go behind us. Let's work together. We got to find this baby, man. We're gonna find her body, man. Like I told people, I came in there believing. So I live in reality. Yeah. You're not gonna tell me this was last night. And now that I know the whole truth, nigga, this was 2 days ago. You went to the hospital and they have released you. And now they're telling us the story. They're having everybody to search. She had already been gone. So when they tell me his story that she had been gone, he showed up to the hospital without her. She been gone. That been gone, man. They're lying.
And the story was so
new. Like,
the story just did not add up at all.
They talk about investments and all that. You said Greens Road. I heard Greens Road. That's my need. That's my land. Something like Greens Road. That's man, this is some shit. Hold on. Let me go find out if this really happened. I'm like, are you serious? 3 Mexicans 3 Mexicans did that to you, or you sick, man, do not lie. Do not do this, y'all.
Basically, that has the potential to start
a war, a race war.
Yeah.
They start stuff with wars with people in prison. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All over your line. I'm like, dog, man, it really happened. We're going to chase them down and find them. But if it did not happen, man, don't do that stuff. Don't start that stuff, because then people will start saying we lying when people really are doing stuff like that. Don't do that. And I look through that case and I'm like, man, this fool know where that baby is, man. Yeah. What you mean you don't know? Yeah. You last had her. That's it. We don't need to do no searches and all that, man. You know where she at, tell us. He wouldn't tell us. Okay, well, cool. We're going to go find on our own. I know when we find on our own, we got no mercy for you. You won't even be sympathetic and just tell where she at, man. Think about her, dude. That's the little girl that you did love. And you threw her away when you did something wrong. But right now, dog, do right. Go find her body. Let's put her up right, dog. Don't put the baby in that trash like that, dog. Think about what she had, man. Come on, please. Your heart. Tell. The punishment is going to be there forever. Please make it right for her. Just tell us what she is, because you know where she at. You know it didn't happen. And these listeners are already dealing with so much bullshit. You don't need nobody to give no ammunition to start messing with you. You know, right now, ICE is doing raids.
Yes, they are.
You see how everybody's scared.
I've been wondering about that for a couple of years.
Get mashed up on, we got jammed up on. Hispanics
right now need to be careful. They really do. They need to be very careful. Yeah, I mean, people need to consider even hiding out. I mean, I really.
They're on the search for them.
Because they are.
That would have cranked up another one, but it was good. You got to hold them fast. And we were able to go on there. And from a Black Panther, telling everybody that his black ass lying, you know, that's what really helped spark everybody to really look at it. Because people at first were being sympathetic, like, well, he says it was, and it was them, and it was, and so we're looking for him. And I'm like, I know you're trying to get him the benefit of the doubt. He really doubt. No.
The story didn't
look at his head. That scab is healing. It did not just happen. And that's a scab mark on the top of that back.
That's right.
How do you get a scab on a bump?
And those scratches were
scratches? I'm like, and Greensboro, dude,
and who lays around with your kid for 24 hours unconscious and 1-year-old?
Baby didn't say nothing. They didn't need to boo-boo. They didn't eat nothing. No water, no nothing.
Did get ran over by a car?
Didn't wander off. Nothing.
Come on.
And they took you straight across our city. Let y'all know something. It takes an hour to get across our city.
Oh my God, yes it does. It does. This is a big town, big city.
He told us that these dudes put him in their vehicle, went past all the law stations, possibly to get pulled over into that, and took him to Sugar Line. Down the street from the hospital. What nice kidnappers they were.
Wow.
But they kept the daughter. Or they kept the little girl. This is what he says. All that from the beginning, I told people, then you go back on that, I told them, like, no, this is BS, man. But the only one that can tell us is him. He is the one that had her last, so he knows where she at. When he gets it in him and he tells us, then, we'll know exactly where to go, because we had searched all 4 corners of Houston. We had so many people out doing our private searches. We're going to every league. We're going everywhere. We went into the water. I made episodes come back because they were about to stop the first time. And I called my people. And I was like, hey, man, I think we need to search this water. Let's, can y'all get a chopper or something? Let's search this water, see if maybe you can do the crawl. We went back out there, searched the water. They was like, all right, we're going to keep on going because it ain't in the water. Once we got past that water, I told them, if that baby ain't in that water, if his car ain't in that water, he's not in Houston.
It was funny how that car showed up.
Not in Houston. And it showed up. Yeah. And I told people on my feed, I said, you know what, enough for all this craziness. I called it. We're going to find the car today.
Wow.
They found the car, but what they found out was that car wasn't there. Because when they told us where it was at, I was like, oh, yeah, no, we've been out there. We've
thing.
By the Walmart went all
That's
over
the thing.
looking for that car.
He waited till Britney came back before he even went to the hospital, reported her missing, and before the car and all that. If Britney wasn't involved in this, and it was just him, why didn't all these things happen while she was out of town?
Because she wanted it to look like that. They played the dumb story like, okay, and you're gonna come to the airport to pick me up.
Mm-hmm.
On your way to the airport, say that you stopped on Greens Road, where we know there are Mexicans live in Greens Point, and say some Mexicans jumped you, took her, and make sure you get rid of her.
And this is all alleged opinions, guys.
Yeah, so nobody can find her and just say that's who did it. They're gonna believe you. You got the scars and all that. Just say that. Go to the hospital. The crime scenes are set up far apart. Greens Road, and you're in Sugar Land. You got kidnapped in Greens Road, and you're at the Sugar Land Hospital. You stay down the street from the Sugar Land Hospital. Well, how ironic, they dropped you off down the street from your house.
Mm-hmm.
So this is far, but this is on the way to the airport, man. All of y'all that don't know Houston, I'm gonna let you know something. If you're coming from that side, the 59 freeway, you would not exit Greens Road to go to our airport. That is not an exit for our airport.
Wow.
Greens Road exit is like under the freeway, and it takes you on a feeder, and it's basically like deserted. Nobody exits that because it's basically a deserted land, and there'd be a bunch of homeless people at the corner always asking for money, always with signs right there. But the area is lit up, and it's so wide open that nobody could be on the street and no traffic is coming.
Right.
There's always traffic coming because of how it is. When you're going to our airport to pick someone up, 59 would connect to Beltway 8. And Beltway 8 would connect to a personal exit that takes you straight to the airport.
I passed right by it yesterday.
We rode on it.
Yeah, that's right, we did. Yeah.
That's the Beltway.
Wow.
That thing takes you straight into our airport with no stops. You don't have to go anywhere. If you exit Greens Road, you're gonna go all the way around our airport.
Wow.
Go down. Nobody would take that route. But when you're not from this area, you don't know. And so they said something to throw everybody off. And they said Greens Road. People associating, okay, Greens Road does have a lot of Hispanics. And they believed it.
Yes,
and they paid it. And everybody was just looking for it. I'm like, this
looking for that phantom blue truck.
I said, this didn't happen. We went through all of the villages around that, the neighborhoods around that area, because there are townhomes, trailer parks, all that. We went through no blue trucks. We like, I know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
There's a cat and mouse.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so far apart that she can be anywhere in between.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have to search everywhere. The route that we took, that could be a possible place we don't. But they knew that would keep us all in confusion for a while.
And then to find her all the way in Arkansas.
Why did a cadaver dog hit on the smell of a human? I put a video out and I told people, when gases of your body come out of your body when you pass away, they're strong.
Right.
And if you have that body in a bag, it will smell the bag.
Right. Right.
Because those gases are trying to come out.
That's right.
And those gases are very strong. And they'll seep through the bag after a while. Just like if you put meat
or dirty
or water in the bag and just sit it outside, the water's going to seep through and it's going to start sweating. That's what your body does. Those gases and all that stuff in it, you start sweating. And they'll come out. That's the only thing that could leak into the fabric of the trunk for a dog to hit on you. If it doesn't leave any trace, you don't leave it in there long enough, the dog would not. He don't hit on smells. He had to hit on something that was in there that made a smell.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It wasn't just the air as a smell.
Exactly.
It was something that was making a smell, meaning that that bag had been in there, had been in there for a while and sweated, and it got in there. That's why they tried to clean the car. When they did bring it back, he thought he could clean it, and it wouldn't show any traces. But that bag had already sweated, meaning he took a long ride. That's the only way a bag can sweat. When you come from the grocery store and you put your groceries in the bag, by the time you get home, they're sweating already.
Yeah.
If you stay close,
especially in the heat.
If you stay right and you stay a little distance too, the ice cream will damn near be done melted and everything.
No, it's gonna have condensation on it.
Thank you. Your body gives off that same condensation as the gases, things in your body. And what he did was so horrendous that all of that was in there, and it started to come out. He got rid of it. That's why he dumped it right there, right by the border. So he didn't have to go deep into Arkansas, possibly get pulled over or something. Right by the border, swoop around, come on back, get back home. By the time that happened, I'm home. I'll be done clean the car, make up the story.
She got home like at 10 something. There was no way he would have been back by the time she would have got home from that airport at all.
I was told that she didn't come home. I was told that she stayed at the airport until 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Waiting on him.
Yeah. And then her mom came back. Yeah.
And then when she went home, because she said this on the camera, you home and you saw me, you didn't say nothing. That's all. You mad about him coming home and not saying anything to you? And you let him come in the house? And go there and go to sleep? Oh, you ain't coming in the house. Where's my child that I left with you? And you're not coming back into this house and we cool.
That's right.
You gonna come back in this house when you come back with my baby.
That's right.
And if you can't get it, you gotta come back in there. I'm not gonna let you come back in. I just came from out of town. You didn't pick me up from the airport. And you said somebody kidnapped my daughter. And I'm gonna let you come in the house and you're not gonna say nothing to me?
No.
Hey, that's common sense. Nobody does that. Nobody does that because that didn't happen. They knew they know what they both have done.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if the truth will ever come out.
He messed up. Oh, it is. He messed up. He followed what she told him.
Yeah.
That's how he messed up
in love.
He did.
Yeah.
Right. And once he got in there, he thinking, all right, I'm gonna stay quiet. We just keep it quiet. They can't say nothing. And he started hearing what was being said about him. He got mad, like, huh? No,
God, she violated me.
She tried to throw it all on me. So now he has to spill the guts.
And so she has a new boo now.
Now, they have recent pictures of her. Some little dude got braids, dreadlocks, dude up with him.
No way.
Yeah, they either at a movie or a basketball game or something.
Who the hell would want to date her?
Britney goes to, they take pictures of her. She
goes
to the nail shop.
I seen that one too.
All that stuff.
I seen her driving the same damn car, but I don't understand why the police even has released that car. That makes no sense to me. That's high profile of this case is.
Why would you want to?
You might have missed some of the evidence or something. Like, this is high profile. This is the highest profile case you've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
I don't understand why she's driving that car. I really don't.
Some people don't have no heart. It don't matter. And there are a lot of women out here that will give their child away for financial gain. Oh yeah, they'll flip real good. Remember Case Anthony? Hard
and it's funny you mention it, and my viewers will say this, and I know they're going to say that when they see you mention it. Do we have another Casey Anthony on our hands here?
That would be God.
I mean, I'm starting to feel that's possible.
It's right in our face. I don't care what nobody says. It's right in our face. It's been in our face since day one. We're just going to have to come to the grips, the realization that that's true. She did that. And sometimes people do something. And with all this confusion, it'll get messed up so bad that the person that deserves it don't even get it.
Exactly.
The person that deserves it don't get it. Like the Quentin Cash was saying, they'll give him a lot of time, even if the charge ain't murder.
That's right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Oh,
they have ways to give you another charge and just give you a sentence that's damn near life. And parole ain't gonna never let you
I've seen it happen
you know?
before.
So they know that if we can't get them for the action, we can get them for something else. Time. But her, that's the one that's flimsy. It's like the whole world know that would be the real kill off. Because
her trip out of town is really what's saving her the most, I think. The fact that she made that trip.
Yeah, that's why she planned it like that. I remember we coming in on the airport.
She didn't even go to her father's service. She only went to his burial. And it's like, why is it that everything that happened, you know, like he had to wait till you got home to report her missing? You know, all this.
And not put the blame on her. She was smart. Like, I'm going to be out of town. I'm coming in on the airplane. No way possible they would think I had anything to do with it. I just came from my daddy's funeral. It's going to be a sad event. And everybody is going to give us so much sympathy for this event that I was at my dad's funeral and I came home and 3 guys jumped you, beat you up bad, and took our baby. And when they finally find her, she will have been beat up bad or, you know, dismembered or whatever. And those guys, those evil Mexicans did it.
Yeah.
They were going to just live with that story.
I know. It's unbelievable.
They were going to just live that. Tells you how evil people are.
And so when you think about how evil this is, and just this, in common conversation, I find it appalling that the man that you worked for and protected 3 years has not said one word about you losing this one.
Like Britney did the same thing. That's why they deserve each other. That's why they still deserve each other. That's why she did him like she did him. Let him do all that lying and then came back and said he's lying. Threw him away. Then he went over and ran over to Derion. Hey, when she lying, she saying this. You might as well just tell me so I can go on and we can show what really happened to the baby. Yeah. Too late. Officer already got him. And she's been run over, dummies.
So we don't know if he is.
So now it's going to be hard to
determine cause of
how
death.
it happened. Oh, but it's going to be determined. These things like that just take a while because of the condition.
That's right. That's right.
So it's just going to take longer than a body that's already intact. It's going to take some time, bro. Trust me, science is going to prove if she had a cut on her ankle. They would trip you out. They could take a pile of wood that look like brown meat.
Yeah.
And they can put it back into a body.
Wow.
Science is some serious stuff these days, and it's real. And they are doing all they can to find it out. And so as of right now, they have just labeled it, ruled it as homicidal violence. Yeah. Homicidal violence.
That's right. And it's a common general statement. Yeah.
They have common knowledge that the person was violently killed.
She didn't drive herself to Arkansas. But they just don't know exactly what it is.
With common knowledge is a part of legal law.
Right.
They have the common knowledge they can charge you as they are going to charge you.
And that's why, because it helps get it to the grand jury. So the grand jury can have something they can indict on.
Right. They don't have those steps. They don't label it like that, then they can't do it. So that's the general term for we don't know exactly, but we do know it was done.
Yeah.
And so we need more time to know the exact. They'll take years now.
Oh yeah.
And it finally come out. And I hope they live long enough to do that because the way all these women out in this world hate you. I'm surprised you would even go to the store by yourself. People are emotionally charged.
Yes, they are.
And they're tired of seeing baby killers get off by technical stupid stuff. So He's sitting there. I'm over here with the echo search and doing the real search. He's over here with her. He's trying to get her sympathy, lie to everybody. She tried to fix it because she knew if Derion hear that, he'll tell. So she said, Quanell line, Quanell line. But Derion let them know she out here in the world. You can't stay alone.
Forever.
Why? Because you ain't love that baby. Yeah. See, when you really love that baby, you can't stay alone. Yeah. I'm telling you, it will make you not want to be with you. That's right. Especially if you really believe the dude that you were in love with is the one who hurt your baby. I don't want to let nobody else think. I don't want another girlfriend. I got a girlfriend keeping the baby. Hell no. I don't trust none of y'all. That's what a real person in love with your child will do. She ain't get nothing like that. Why? Because that ain't in her. Because when you do something, you can tell the effect basically by how the person has handled other situations. If her and her boyfriend, her baby daddy, have gotten into it before, then she knows that relationship is going to have problems. It's going to have problems. And when it finally does have problems where she can't control them and stop them and keep them together, she's going to be mad. She's going to be mad about the separation. You're not leaving the separation happy. Yeah, because of course you couldn't control
another woman.
No, this is what I'm talking about with Britney and the baby daddy.
Oh, yes.
That's his name, Chris. Right. When they broke up, this is why I believe she stopped loving Maleah. It's because Craig and her were together. Right. They were together. She wanted her man. And whatever happened in that relationship, they couldn't be together. And so how do you respond to the child? Seeing the child of the man you can't be with. You're either going to be mad, like a lot of them being, my daddy ain't shit. You're going to treat the child as you're going to take it out on the child. That's the truth. And I hate you, fucking daddy. Yes. Yeah, go sit your ass down. Yes. Mad because you be mad at him. That's right. And she looks just like him. Just like him. So you're seeing this every day. You're seeing her every day. She's being a sweet little girl. Mommy. Every time you see her, you see him. So that's where I believe the abuse prior came in. And a lot of women will use this against you, like, well, the courts gave me the baby. So yeah, you just deal with whatever I do and I can have whoever I want around your child. No. And you as the father, it's true. You can't do nothing. I can't tell that woman who to have in her house, and that's messed up. Yeah. Because that's my baby in there. That's right. And you'll do that on purpose. You know I don't trust no men around her. You'll bring a new dude in. You can do that because I know that secret is in my house. That's right. And he's sitting over there thinking he's a GQ model, want to look good all the time. Right. So she's sitting there looking at him like, man, I want him, but I can't have him. And how do you get payback on someone who won't let you have them or do what you want to do? You try to hurt them. That's it. Try to hurt them. You know that'll hurt him. The worst. Right? Want to have his child, you not let. If you were checking on the child, you be letting her go around. That's crazy right there. You be not letting this man play daddy when she got daddy that want to play daddy. Since she was keeping her away from her daddy, she was doing stuff to her, mad at her daddy, and it got real. CPS got involved. That's right. And she had a brain injury, for God's sake. Somebody beat the baby the first time. That's right. And they try to say, no, it was a medical condition. No, they said she had a fracture in two different spots. One person tried to say at first that it was a medical procedure, but it was no abuse. Oh, come on. Now, then they came back and said that Britney called CPS on Craig because the baby was over at Craig's house one time for a visit, and somebody, sent her back that way. I was like, man, that doesn't sound right. That ain't what we normally see. That's why we all have to stop being through forgetting that the same stuff that other people do is the same stuff you be seeing. If your homegirl cheat or mess around on her dude, there's another person that'll do that.
That's right.
And just because they own a TV, don't believe that they won't, if they not capable of it. So they are.
That's right.
Those same things that happen in the hood on regular shit, you get mad at your baby dad, you hurt the baby. That's what happened in this situation. She wasn't loving on her daughter the way a mama loves on her daughter when she's not mad at the man. When she loved that man, she's always have her with her. It's a shadow because it's a happy situation. But when you with when you're in a bad situation, the thing that's the remnant of it, the remembrance of it, you're not happy about it, and it will accidentally make you, not care about it as much as you should be.
You might make a mistake and
the mistake and hurt it. And that's what they did. She had did it before, too far with that brain, and now the baby is in a very vulnerable position. So anything can hurt her. Baby had to have
she wasn't wearing the helmet right, and she wasn't even wearing it. And that's important because when you have a brain injury, you have to protect that area because you could. I mean, I know that.
This baby walk up.
Yeah.
And we're fighting. We bump her. She
falls
into the wall.
She could
And she did. She passed the front of it, y'all.
All because you didn't put a helmet on her?
All because y'all fight.
Yeah.
You had to be fighting him if you said y'all were going to get married. No women love marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You said y'all couldn't because he was messing with a man. That don't make you happy. That don't make no woman happy. She ain't gonna be like, okay, good. Found out my man's gay.
That's why she couldn't look at the camera. She was so ashamed.
She knew she was lying.
Yeah. And she knew Quanell was lying too.
She knew that he was trying to get her sympathy. She was embarrassed. Not because of the gays, because none of that was true. She was embarrassed because she knew that she had said that. She knew that she had said that, and that made herself look stupid.
It did. Because it's like, if you knew that, why the fuck did you leave and her there while you went out of town to your daddy's funeral? I mean,
you know what? Quanell ain't lying, y'all. I didn't
she's not going to talk today. She's not going to say anything. I was just like,
court. When was you going to change it? Chapter 11 interview where you wear black boots and the black lipstick. Chapter 13 interview where you wear your hair whipped up this way and different outfit. Chapter 2, the chapter 26. When were you going to tell us he's lying? You didn't, because you thought he was going to get you sympathy. And when everybody threw that shit out the window and all these groups, shout out to all the Maleah groups for staying on their ass, even though y'all took some of this shit too far. Thank you for staying on their ass, because once everybody stayed on it, we put them stories together and making it make sense. And we saw that it wasn't making sense, and everybody went on that. They didn't get fooled. They was like, no, that's bullshit. She knew she had to change it up like that. They not believing it. Nobody believing that shit.
Then it became Quanell said it. I never told him.
I did.
Oh my God. I was just like, you can't make this shit up.
I don't talk to anybody. I just have to talk to them. That's the smartest thing you could have did.
Yeah. Well, one of the dumbest things she did, though, a couple of days after that, was had two friends go on Facebook Live.
Supposedly our cousins talking for her.
And it was the most horrible decision that she could have made. They absolutely did not make things better for her. But, we will see as time goes on where this will go. And
it's going to take a little while, y'all. So all y'all that's loving this baby, we did what we could.
I know, but on behalf of my viewers, I want to say thank you for everything you did in your searches for her. And,
I'm just glad.
When you're dealing with the loss of your own child and you're out here searching for someone else's child.
I want to find out what she said. Let's go get her. Whatever they even put her in, let's go get her.
Doesn't matter because
I thought her mama was really true. Like, her baby. She really loved her baby. And I'm like, man, we got to find this baby doll. We got to find her wherever she had, what bucket, whatever she's going to find her and give her a celebration. That's all we can. Let our mama know what happened to her. Not realizing they did this. So we got in and we're looking. They sitting around chilling. If this was your child, you would be doing your own service.
Oh, absolutely. I did the balloon releases that people are throwing. I would be thanking everybody for what they've done. I wouldn't be on Facebook trying to defend Derion like she did.
Thanking everybody. That's all you're supposed to be doing. Thank y'all for what you do. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for searching.
I won't be fighting with people on Facebook and defending him.
Because she knew her freedom was on the line. Yeah. Because she knows once Quanell went in there and said that he knows the location from Derion, now it's a different situation. Yeah. Now she know, like, I wonder what he
right.
And now she also knows, I wonder if they'll find out what happened to her body. Because if they find that out, it's going to show she did that.
It's horrible.
And how long ago it was, and it's going to show that they died before their daddy died.
Before you left.
Before you left.
Or the morning that you said you weren't there.
Then I hear that she went out there when he first died, went to the hospital or whatever, then came back and then went back out there.
Yes, that's
This is what I heard.
That's correct.
All right, that's what I heard. She came back and then left again. If that's true,
to be at the burial twice. You're correct. No, it's
so
true.
Don't give me that. I didn't have enough for the.
She was up there with her sister once. Oh, really?
They gave $10,000 to the. Remember the reward money?
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
The family up there where the daddy was at,
wow.
was having problems. Remember when they said they were having problems with finances for the burial,
right.
So she didn't have enough for the airplane ticket and all. Remember, y'all, the next month they put $10,000 into the reward money. How did y'all have problems with a $200 plane ticket 1 month? Someone in your family can donate $10,000 next month. Not loan it, they donate it. Like, give it.
There you go.
Look it up, y'all.
A lot of shit be going down in
I have
Facebook.
a friend that is one of their family members, and they told me that that girl got money. They have money. Their family is always having money. They are not poor. And they showed it because they gave $10,000.
There's so much more to talk about.
We was gonna go more in depth, but like I was telling my sis, like it's been so much stuff.
Yeah. I can't imagine how you have to keep retelling this over and over. And so I hope people will look at these videos so he doesn't have to do that. I see a man that is hurting, and I'm going to give my own commentary, and I do that alone, but I can say that to you in front of you. And I see a man that is really fought for his son. And I wish we had more fathers like you, man. I do. I really do. I really do. And I appreciate you.
I'm a product of great parents. I'm imitating what I saw. I'm a product of learned behavior. So since I have great men in my life that imitate it, I have to do the same for others. And I'm saying that to say, so many times they say that we don't exist, but we do. And it's so many people. I wanted to say everybody, but I can't say everybody, but it's so many people. They think about it. They had a good granddad, a good uncle, a good postman, good preacher, a good coach. It was some man out there that was good. So we have to show it, but they
still exist. Yeah.
They exist, but sometimes they carry a lot of weight. Yeah. You'll be seeing them smiling, not knowing it.
But there's a lot of pain on the inside.
And this pain you can't get rid of it. Like I tell you, they don't come back. She said, yeah, that's it. And I appreciate them way more. Yeah. Thank you, my baby stories. I'm giving so many people the opportunity. Big, so talk about him. I mean, that him. Yeah, you did. Thank you. Much love, brother. My new brother. My new brother now. We're not done, and there's still more that needs to be talked about. And I think, there'll be another trip. And you're going to have to find a way to bring cash to me. Yes, and so you're going to have to come to Texas soon, chick, because I got your name ringing all over. As soon as I told him about that video, oh my, he was telling me about the video. She's going to go to sleep after she take it out now and get up. I'm going back out there to watch cash. Yes, I think she was live earlier. I don't see. He loves you, Queen. No disrespect to your king. Yeah, she's beautiful. She's got that raspy voice. I love listening to her. And it ain't just her looks, it's beautiful. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. She knows how to, articulately and properly decipher situations, break them down. You need that because there's a lot of these cats out here that need to be exposed. A lot of people don't. They just don't know how to break it down like that. That's on a simple but still real and intelligent level. I told you. Even when she I told the world she checked me. Yeah, that was real. She checked me. She said, like, I had to admit. I had to accept that. When you can admit that, that's real. That's real. Exactly. You sit there and admit, like, hey, man, call me out on it too. And I was wrong at the time. I mean, I should have did it different. I should have did it different. I'm glad that she was strong enough to tell the truth, not just picking and choosing who I'm going to go off on and all that stuff. Or being a snake backstabber, or not telling me, like a real woman. And that's a real woman. Much love to you, Queen Supreme, baby. I love you. I shout you out on almost every video. But I had to. He loves you. I had to. He told me them words, man. When I went and saw that video. Yes. Lord, I fell in love with this woman. I'm like, get him. Yeah. I'm looking at the screen. I'm like, man, Lord, yes. And then she would finally somebody exposing it. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. How's he gonna say that there's no signs of sexual predators? Like, what the hell? Like, finally. Yes. Somebody see. Those is crazy. And got the nerve to say and said it. So, man, look, I'm not trying to go over because earlier she had me out there jumping around. when she finally pulled up and she was like, and we was talking, and then I was thinking about stuff, and we was talking, and then I said, "Oh, your girl, Cash, now I was damn near jumping around like, yes, is the true why you ain't, where she come from? Yes, and we were talking about your Quanell X video, the one you did 2 months ago. It was the real Quanell X. He didn't know about that one. He's just now getting to know your videos, and that's what we were talking about when he was like, let me check this out. So yeah, you got a #1 fan here. What? #0. #41. You know more than me. I'm with you. And that Quanell, yeah, we need to reach. If you want for your people any questions you want to know, man, I'll give it to you. Oh yeah, because you're a truth terrorist. Oh yeah, truth terrorist. Royal family, man. Royal family. Shout out to all of them. Supreme salute. Yeah. From brothers and the sisters down there, my whole family, my whole house, we love you as we leak you.
Thank you.
You dig what I'm saying? So y'all keep doing y'all thing.
Thank you.
Y'all some sisters is bringing pain. And we need pain in the world that's been playing with us.
Yeah.
Pain makes you better. Patience, patience, it is the essence of strength. When you go through pain, get stronger. Y'all have to bring the pain to us to make us recognize things we've been getting too off on. It's right in our face. Stop letting people fool you. And that's why I'm going to be promoting you and the sister, the Supreme, because I want more of my brothers and sisters out here to hear those intellects, to hear those minds. You know,
but much love, baby. I know you weren't expecting all these accolades, so just, much love, baby.
Way more, I promise
you do a great job.
It's late in the morning. That's the only reason we're a little.
Yeah, we've been at it all day.
Ecology and all that, man. Cause the truth, I really like that, man. I ain't trying to go too far overboard, but it's not. It's truth, man. Nobody exaggerating. I've never heard of it before. And when the sister introduced me to you, and I heard what you talking about, I know truth, and I love it, as I love you. I love it. And you talking about all your people, y'all following her, keep following that sister. Them the type of people y'all supposed to be sending monetary donations to keep their things going, to keep us all on point. Those type of minds is what you let the kids and all them listen to. That's what's going to keep us all from being fooled by people, man. Because they're not holding back now. So, yeah, I'm telling everybody, y'all help these sisters out financially, man. And you can't keep that money, can't take it nowhere with you. Let your money work for something, man, for a greater good. And they're doing it. This is down here, man.
You out as well, seriously.
I'm gonna write a book about these clowns.
Absolutely.
And I guess that's gonna have to be the way that I can fund my programs, because asking folks to send donations. It's can't hold your breath on that.
Yeah.
So and I ain't trying to hold my breath. So I'm saying you're gonna have to find another way to fund the program to get these messages out there, because I'm gonna get them out there. And I know my sisters have done it. I'm a reflection of y'all. I can do it. It might not come as fast as I want, but it'll come by the time.
And you always got us to help you out.
Right, that's all that matters. As long as I have y'all in my corner.
Just as good as you do on Facebook, you do on YouTube.
So,
real talk.
I want to make sure people know that this Sister Cash isn't lying on Quanell X, isn't a person who's just mad about him. What she's saying is real. And that comes from someone who protected him. I know everything about him, known everything about this dude. As I told her, I done moved him twice from one big house to the little one and then to another one. I know where he used to take all that. I protected his children, protected him. Everything about this dude. And when we found out he was cheating folks and fooling folks, we did not play that. I had to remind him, dude, you ain't nobody. You're human like everybody else. And when you mess over the people, you can get checked too. And when we find out he messing over our own people, that's what happened. And the people still didn't believe it. But when we find out what he did to me, my baby, you don't need nobody else to tell you to believe it. You'll have facts. I have knowledge of things he done did. Truth. And ain't no subject too taboo, because as I told y'all, that's my real baby. This man still ain't said nothing. And if any time, this is why I really take it serious, if any time somebody had came out to him while I was on detail, I would have had to give my life to protect the message. And what would have happened to my family? This man shows completely. Nothing. He would have left my family with nothing. So in a way, I take it as serious disrespect, like you play with my life. Like my life didn't mean nothing to you. Not even enough to say, and I feel bad for you losing your son. Thank you for keeping me alive, and I feel bad for you losing your son. Cats like that, they deserve no mercy. They won't get none from me. And I ain't coming with no lies. I'm just going with their own truth. With their own truth. But I thank you, and I'm taking this real personal because I thank you for being strong enough to tell the truth on that. Tell the truth on that. And I'm going to promote you to my people down H-Town from the Hill by cats. So, yeah, because there's a lot of them down here.
She deserves that. She deserves that. And I want them to see that Marsden video. Look at it.
We got some work.
Cash does hours long lives.
Yeah, that's another thing I love.
She'll be on there 5 or 6 hours.
Oh, man, I ain't finna be hurt. Oh, Lord. I already know I'm finna be up.
Oh, that is so funny. That is too funny.
And my family know when I like something, I make all them like it too. Bluetooth.
Sorry.
You know, stereo when you be listening to Cash Me Out.
Yes.
My queens and everybody, my princes and princesses, they love you too because they love truth in this house. We done sat here and we done listened to leaked videos, you know, and as I said, I just got on that one and I was trying to put them on it yesterday. I gotta sleep. What is you talking about? No, y'all got to check this one out. This, and I stayed up all night.
Wow.
I stayed up and I finally fell asleep at 5.
It was about 5 for me too, because we talked for like 3 hours or something.
After I fell asleep at 5, I watched her first video. And that was one where she was completely murking John. I was like,
she did that.
Oh, girl, you just turned me on. Tell the truth, you bad black woman. Tell the truth, girl. Yes, woman, I mean.
She did that.
Yes, smacky woman.
She deserves her props on that. I mean, I was there in that live that day, and you know.
I went to sleep, woke right back up. I'm still, I woke right back up, and I'm like, man, sleep for an hour and a half.
You gotta watch some more Cash. Cash Me Out, Queen Supreme.
I'm up in the bathroom. Soon as they said something, I'm like, man, how did she peep that?
Oh, wow.
Like, it's something in my head. How did she peep? You peep that on point. Going out to the front. They coming out this. Here come the sun.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
I ran through 2 cups of coffee already. They, man, you been woke all this time. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna take it now. Y'all gonna
that is too funny.
You see it? Yeah, I'm serious. It's no exaggeration.
No,
and
she
did
that.
Because it's not getting, nobody did that.
That's right.
I've been waiting for one of my queens to do it.
Yeah.
And she is doing it better than anybody out there has to do that. And she's
not even from here.
She ain't down here.
She just picked all that.
She's on point with everything. That's why I'm telling you. With anybody, you can send them to me. And nobody was closer to that cat than me. So what she's saying is the real deal. No gas up. What she's saying, she's on point.
Yeah.
With John and with Quanell. Quanell, though, I take it way more personal because, as I said, my life could have been took.
That's right.
I could have got. It could have been vice versa. Think how my family would feel right now if Daddy had got killed and then turn around and get killed. My whole family would be discombobulated.
Absolutely.
Think about it, and you just play with me like that, dude. All I asked for in return for all of that, I ain't asked for your money. I know you fake rich. I ain't never asked for your fake riches, dude. I've never asked you to pay me for none of the stuff I did out there. Never did. It's acknowledge. All I needed was at that moment, acknowledgement. Because I never thought that moment would happen. So I wasn't planning on getting no acknowledgement. In secret, I was trying to make sure that what I was hearing wasn't true. So I was going to people like, did you? No. Oh, okay. All right, well, I'm in this situation. Everybody got paid. Right. Who is it? People he's talking about? Right. I was waiting on him. Like, I was never seen. Showing up. Pretty soon, he started to slack, and I'm like, why? So I had to do my research, and I went and I found Ricky Jason. And when I looked at Ricky Jason, I saw that interview, and those sisters. And that one with that glass man, she damn it made me cry. Like, and I was like, hey, brother, I've seen the video and all that, and these sisters. And, you know, I'm the brother that be standing with him. And he was, oh, yeah, we were really use. I'm like, look, I want to talk to them. Can I talk to them? Whoever are the victims, whoever said that they can I speak to them? I got to hear it for myself. You know, just on the real, I have to be scripted. I want to hear it from these women that this man did that, and I'll give him another thing. If y'all are for real, this man really did y'all like that, it's my job to get it back for y'all, even if I wasn't involved with it. Even when this happened way before I knew it. It is my job that if this man has brought my community, it's my job to return it to him. And that's what I went out. I told the rest of them, hey, y'all, let's all come together. And instead of complaining about what he done did, put him out and let's return these people's stuff back, because he did it in our name. He did it in our name. That's how he was able to fool people, because they were believing in us and they trusted him. So we need to all come together and put us up a fundraiser. Let's try our hardest to return at least a portion of their funds, because that's all they want. He ain't gonna do it. But I'm not gonna let our man tainted like that, dog. Yeah. So I'm gonna let them know, like, whatever he is, we're gonna show the world, because we can let him go by the business. Ain't gonna be no more fooling nobody with us, dude. So if y'all see him, he's not us in no shape, form, or fashion. And let it be known for everybody, but like, that's all I want to do. Like, because to me, y'all can make the videos, y'all can expose them, y'all can say all that, but that don't get you your money back. So we can stop people in the future from messing with it. That don't get you y'all money back.
Yeah, it feels like that's the only option you have is to, you know, try to stop future money.
That's it. That's how you can, like with cocaine. Say, fuck it, I'm not gonna get it back from her. If she having a drug problem, anybody that gave some money to her, it's gone. Oh yeah. You're not gonna get it back. Sue her and all that. Yeah, I hate it, but we gotta accept that. Yeah. You know what? Even if you sue her, you're not gonna get nobody in the future get scammed by your ass no more. I ain't gonna get it back. And for those people out there, you know, it was like, if we could all come together, we could all come together. Hey, I'd write a book about it. And you can take the proceeds from that book and pay back the victims of Quanell X. We could write we could make a documentary about it. And the proceeds from
I think at this point he deserves a documentary.
That's the thing. That's what, these are the things that I was bringing up as a way to pay back those people. Yeah. We don't need no profit. Just pay back those mamas and all those people. If it's that many people who never said a lot of money. They didn't want to, because a lot of people were thinking like that, like, I'm not gonna raise all that money to give it away to people. But damn, y'all really don't want to fix what he did, because he took money. we can stop people from believing in him, somebody got to give them back that money, or it's just like we just did it. He just got away with it. Like, what, y'all gonna curse me out? Oh, yeah, I'll let you curse me out. I got your money.
And it embellishes the person to do it again because they think
I'm gonna get away with it again.
Yeah.
Talk about me
That's
in this
real
school.
talk.
No, financially returning people money and financially making them pay for it.
That's right.
That's the only solution for me. And since I couldn't get him to do it, I wanted to try and do it myself. I wanted us to do it ourselves. Like, let's take it amongst ourselves, pay them back. They can sue him or send him to jail, whatever they want to do to him personally. But as far as us, I want them to see us fixing that problem that he made. But I couldn't get none of the brothers and sisters come together to do it. Nobody wanted it. Yes, nobody wanted to give them back no money. You know, that's.
Maybe they didn't believe that he was that way.
Oh no, I'm talking about after we had all got the confirmation.
Yeah.
We were, after we had put him out, let it all be known. I was like, that's just not enough. Putting him out just ain't enough. He done walked away with everybody's money, man, and that's gonna make people in the future never want to help us because all they gonna do is keep referring back to Quanell, and that's why for a long time I didn't get help from people.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, you want Quanell? No. I'm like, but I'm not Quanell. Right. I ain't here. He can pay me nothing. So whatever he doing, judge him. Judge me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm here with y'all. All right, so don't do that. Go off on him, but recognize that I'm here. And if I'm here, what's your problem? You need somebody here. I'm here. Or do you want it to have to do him? That's another thing. People want that fame. No, it gotta be.
It's a drug. Crowd chasing is a drug. I mean, I witnessed it every day.
Problem solved. I solved the problems using the camera. You don't want the problem solved if you're not trying to come into the league power. Right. So if you want to go to him, no, but that's what's going to happen.
All right, guys. I know it ended kind of quickly, but that was part 2 of our interview, and
All right, there we go. Part 2. It did end kind of quick there, but General, I don't see you in the back. What do they call it? Backstage. Oh, let me drop the link. Hold on. Let me drop the link. This link is for Emmanuel, for General Sankofa. And we're going to bring him on, and he has a message that he wants to share. And then we'll go ahead and end this. I know I've held you guys for like 3 hours now. Thank you to Deborah Dickerson for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you. A lot of good positive comments. This, I have to say, is probably one of my most favorite interviews that I've ever done. Because Emmanuel was just so open about everything, you know what I mean? And I had to break it up into 2 parts because there's just so much, that we talked about. So feel free to click that link and it'll bring you backstage, General. But yeah, I really appreciate the comments. I'm gonna go ahead and show some on the screen here. Thank you, Deborah, again. Yes, please, everyone hit that like button if you just don't mind. Thank you, Deborah. Let's see here. Yes, I had seen his comments. And yeah, I do look forward to interviewing many more people. I mean, I'm not done until the day that I die. So yeah, it's you know, it'll be this is what I've been doing for a lot of years now. You know what I mean? And I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So, all right, we've got the General backstage here. Hold on just a second, General. I'm about to bring you on. All right, hold on. Let me put this up. All right, and here we go. Hey there.
Hey now.
Hey now. Good to see you.
Good to see y'all. Good to be seen.
Yes, yes, always, always. How are you today?
I'm blessed. It's been a long day, you know. I've been seeing a lot of stuff since earlier today, you know, and y'all have covered a lot of it. So shout out to the royal family, truth terrorists, all those that ride with the Leak You, all those who putting out that true content, edifying our spirits. I want to thank everybody that tuned in last week, that tuned in this week, that may have watched it over this past week, that have stayed with the story, and those that are gonna watch it in the future, man. I had to let Leak You know that that fundraiser that y'all put together for me and my family, you know, it garnished up to now it's at $681.
That's right.
And that's just been a week, you know, and I wanted to show y'all, that's why I sent her the pictures earlier of my GoFundMe that I started right after my son passed away, when I was trying to get his grave paid for, the one out here in Houston instead of the one where he's at in Pearland.
Right.
And I was trying to, you know, get his memorial, trying to just basically fight his case, and you know, I needed funds, you know, to go and make things happen, to go and take that time to do a lot of the stuff. And so we had a GoFundMe up, you know, asking people to help, you know, gave the story. We wanted to get him a headstone and how the money got stolen and all that. And we had that going for a year and a half. And when we started the fund was actually started because, as I told y'all last week, my dad, right after Hurricane Harvey, he was in a car wreck and he was run over twice. And I got John Donnelly from Fox 26 to do a story on my father, a pastor. He had a church and he had a home. He had lost them both in the previous flood because they couldn't handle the finances. And here it is, Hurricane Harvey devastated Houston, and he gets run over by two vehicles. You know, he needed some help, you know, some therapy, and he needed some, you know, some love. And so we started a financial fundraiser to see if we can, you know, help him get his church back or his house back, you know,
Right.
the therapy, and, you know, not have to worry about going back to work. Because a lot of people know that in this day and age, you know, you got to pay your way or nothing else. People don't care if you just had a surgery or whatever. You got to pay your rent.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about him, and I created it, and I called it Help Houston Hero Heal. And I wasn't calling myself a hero. I was calling my dad a hero because, you know, he was in the service, you
Yeah.
know, worked for the Houston 30 years as a trash man. You know, he did a lot. So he's a hero.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he survived through that wreck. I was happy for him. So that's why I called it Help Houston Hero Heal. And we started it off by putting $100 in the fund. And I sent it out to all my family members. And I got a big family. And I sent it out to social media, and I was going around to everybody, the big names that I knew, and asking them if their office could help out, you know, donate. I was just pushing it, you know, so that I could do the things I needed to do. Because, you know, when you're not working, you know, how you going to pay the bills? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? The bills got to be paid. So to keep fighting his fight, it took a financial strain, and I was asking for the public help. Well, needless to say, you see the fund, you know, it got little activity. Nobody pitched in. You know, we put the first $100 in, and nobody sent any money to my dad, even though it was on the news. Nobody heard his story and came and helped the black preacher, you know, a good father. You know, he didn't send all his children to HBCUs. None of them reached out to help this man during Harvey. And
Wow.
so that $100 stayed in there. Then I ran into this judge while I was campaigning for my son, because the next month my son passed away. And I reached out to this judge, and he paid me $150 to pass out flyers for him during the campaign. So we put that in there, you know, so it got up to 250, you know, and since then, you know, it has made it to $732. Now that's 2 years, y'all. That's
Wow.
not even $30 a month. You know, all the things we had done, all the missions, all the places we went, you know, I would tell people, you know, I'm not going to charge you anything for me to help you. I'll just help you, but
Right.
help my child, you know what I'm saying? Help this
Mhm.
thing, because it doesn't benefit me personally. It benefits everybody, because we're bringing out some issues that need to be brought out. You know, judicial misconduct, a lot of dirt was going on, and I was willing to get on the front line and put it out there, and nobody would help. So in between working the job I did have, and as I said, you know, that's mental
Oh yeah.
pain, because you remembering your child there, but you got to do it. So you got to go back to work. So working that, I was funding it off of my own dollars. So I was actually skimming my family out, you know, not doing things for them, because, you know, I got to use this to pay the bills, and I got all my free time is wrapped up in this. So I was just basically asking the world for help, and I thought maybe, you know, I'm the type of person that you should help. But 2 years, man, and I was only able to garnish enough people, maybe about 12 people that whose heart were moved to donate, and it got up to 732, and we used that money for his headstone land, uh, to help pay off that food truck I told you we bought, along with the
Right.
decorations, balloons, all that. You know, I wanted to show people that that's what I asked for it for, and that's what I was going to use it for. And so when we got him proclamated on July 11th, you know, that day, that's what all of that plus, you know, a lot of money we put in on it ourselves, because as I said, we couldn't get nobody to help. I didn't have no athletes coming out and, you know, wanting to help out with that. You know,
Yeah.
I wanted a community center. I wanted a memorial for the children, not just my child, but for all the children in Houston that had died that way, you know, but I just didn't get the attention from the people, no matter what I've done. You know, as I say, I'm one of those people who you don't recognize all the time. I look different a lot, but I'm the one that people call to solve their situations. And I'm the one that comes over to different places, and I look, you know, different, but I am still me. And
Right.
so, you know, I know a lot of people are expecting to see somebody march in a big uniform. You might be expecting to see somebody come in a preacher suit, you know,
Mhm.
come with a Bible, finna, you know, pray the problem away. I don't do that. You know, I look just like you and me, and I'm gonna come just like you and me. I do the things you and me do, and we get the problem really solved. I tell you the truth, how it can happen, what's gonna happen, the steps. You gotta have patience in a lot of these things. They don't happen overnight like the move. You know, I just really do a lot, and so I thought, you know,
Yeah.
I would garnish enough people to help, and for the whole world to hear this message. I was on the radio station for a whole year at that Street 100 The Heat, constantly, you know, in there with rappers and artists, and I would, you know, tell them the hood news and talk about my son case, and I'd be like, hey man, you know, I'm trying to get some financial help, you know, so you know we can do some things, you know, to garnish some attention for this situation, and everybody be like, yeah, 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 that's real help. I'll share it, but nobody would give, you know, and you do throwing money in the air. I'm like, damn, Nick, can I get a, you know, couple of them hundred, you know, that could do a lot in the community the way we work money.
Oh
We
yeah.
we take a little and make it stretch. So
Oh
see
yeah.
people with a lot, I know they fake it. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't take a lot to do stuff like that. We've given all kind of hood picnics and all that. Of course, I couldn't feed the whole north side, so it might not have went on the news and went to everybody, but the truth was there from the people, you
That's
know.
right.
And on our smaller scale of this social media of the many things we done, and that came financially out of our own pockets. My people in the city know how I make my money. You know what I'm saying? Cleaning everybody car. I'm the king of cars down here. You know, I'm not ashamed of it. It's not a hustle. It is my business, entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it. Respect it. It pays my bills and it pays my family bills. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's the goal when you go out every day to take
To
care
work.
of things you have to take care of.
Absolutely.
Come back with it. And that's what I do. I've been doing it for 10
For a
years.
long time.
10 years since
That's
I
right.
came out. I didn't beg for no job. Even when I was working other jobs, I kept this on the side as my own business.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into a bigger building, and you know, I helped the neighborhood with my business. I passed it out to a lot of brothers, and right now they're still to this day eating off of it. We still, you know, I could have been selfish and made myself rich, but I choose to pass it around. And when you pass it around to everybody, it make your pockets thin. So I expected more help from the people, you know, twos and fews, and now would have made a lot. And, you know, even during Maleah Davis, you know, as I said, we got so many views, the world was reaching out to help this baby, you know, and they, you know, doing banners, t-shirts, pictures, the financial that people paid on their own just to dedicate love to this baby was, you know, in the millions, man. And you know, when I came out and I asked for help for my son, you know, to go up to my baby's graduation and to help with his memorial and to help me with my case, you know, when I said $5,000, people were like, $5,000? What the fuck? I'm like, well, let me financially show you a trip with 5 people, you know, on planes, round trip tickets, hotel, food,
Right.
you know, and you can see how I even mapped it out. People would still, hell no, that's too much. But they're going to spend thousands of dollars to honor Maleah. If we're honoring kids, we're honoring children. What children are different? My baby is just as important. Other people's babies are just as important. We wanted to bring something that everybody's babies could be brought up off of those few pennies. But I got crucified for that. And you know, it just really, it didn't dampen my spirits. It just showed me, you know, our focus isn't on what it should be at times. And this will one day be proof for people. Because as we said, we're going to write the book, you know, and that's going to go out to millions of people all over the world because it's billions. So I know it's millions that are going to want to hear this truth.
That's right.
And so in time, we're going to give them up and let them actually see this story, actually see how it was the real father. That was me on the first day when the news coverage of Maleah Davis happened. They had John Marsden and Britney Bowens out there. And, you know, we discussed that in the feed earlier, how they were out there passing out flyers and stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, at that same time, we were out here on the north side at the actual scene where they said it happened. And, you know, we would mixed in with EquiSearch. They actually turned me away at first because I didn't come up in my uniform and all that. So they thought I was just somebody that, we don't need your help. You know, I got all that on video. But then the second time when I returned in my uniform, like, hey, motherfucker, this me. I know y'all don't recognize, but this me. Then they, oh, yeah, we want you. Yeah, please. And so I got directly in. We were directly linked in. So we was doing searches and finding out the evidence and everything that had happened. And that night, Isaiah Carey, the Isaiah Factor down here in Houston, Tim Miller from EquiSearch asked me, he was like, man, I need you to go on this factor with me, and you'll hear it on my feed because I play my feed so people can hear everything that happened. So you won't see nothing scripted. I didn't ask to do that. I wasn't trying to get in no camera. We just responded because it was Greens Point. That's my unit. And then they had said a Mexican. And when it's Mexicans and blacks, that will cause a war if it didn't really happen like it was.
Right.
You have Mexicans like, man, y'all black people be lying on us.
It's already been tense.
It's already, and we love Mexicans, you know what I'm saying? Hispanics, you know, whatever the name is. There's no problem with them down here, you know, on no level like that to where you need to be lying on people. So we wanted to get to the truth and make sure it was what it was. It wasn't what it was. So we went after it. and they asked me to come on the show. I went on the show that night, and if y'all saw it on that night, I was sitting in the middle. I was the Black Panther, the only black man on this side over the search, right, with the people. John and them passing out flyers and all on the news with Britney and them. We out here looking. And so we're doing all this searching. We're going there. We're taking all the leads. We're working directly with EquiSearch. When we had searched every corner and crack around Houston, they were about to quit. And I got all these messages because I love to screenshot and save stuff for this book later on. But they were about to quit and just leave. A lot of people didn't know the behind the scenes. Right. I told them, because we had been working together, I told them, you know, let's go and check these bayous. And they brought the helicopter, you know, but everything I was reporting to people, you know, I was getting it directly from our sources. A lot of other people were getting speculation, or they were calling me and I wouldn't tell them nothing because I saw that they were taking what I would tell them. They were going to use it on their feeds and act like they came up with this information and act like it was all them instead of saying.
There was a lot of that going on during this whole case has been a clout chaser bonanza.
It has, and it's sad that, you know, it had to come out like this, but it serves a bigger purpose, and we'll get to that. But at that moment, a lot of people were, you know, they were exploiting the attention. And it's okay to exploit the attention when you're exploiting it for the proper purpose. I saw that as a lot of people converging that we could do that again. You know, we could solve some situations if all the people got involved and helped. You know what I'm saying? Some of the financial barriers could be crossed with the whole world's help. You know what I'm saying? I always say 1 penny from everybody is millions in the bank. Why the fuck are we not able to feed ourselves? Nobody wants to give up 1 penny. And so it becomes a strain. And I understand that when you got scammers and when you got the truth, but that's just life. You got all that. The news media is a scam. They'll use all our stories. They'll make money off of us, showing all our stories. They are getting financially compensated for our stories, directly making money off
from
of
YouTube,
and we get that, YouTube, all of these stages, they get it off of us. Everything we're saying, hell yeah, they love us. That's why they let us go. You know what I'm saying? But you can see people scamming you all kind of ways. What I'm saying is use those stages for the right reason. You know, exploit the people's attention to help the people, you know, when they've been being fooled. And that's what we go after, you know, as truth terrorists, as, you know, history hitmen. We show what's real from the past for the present to make a better future. But at that time, I was telling them on the show that night, because they had Andy Kahn and Tim Miller. And, you know, I know a lot of times they try to drown us as the real black heads out. And especially, they didn't want me to come on there in no Black Panther uniform, you know. This black eye to the Black Panthers, and anytime you say Black Panther, people say, "Oh, you racist or you separatist?" You know, they've succeeded in making us look bad. But people see us doing the right stuff. You know, there still are some bad out there because there's rogues in any society, in any kind of clique. You know, but for the most part, what it was created for and what it should stand for, and what those of us that are real stand for, is the return of the power to the people. And power comes in knowledge. It comes in all kind of ways. Return that to the people that use it. And that's a universal thing anybody should want. Anybody in London, do things for people in London. Anybody, you know, you do things for who you are. And that's what they said, power. When you separate it by color, it's not to hate people or discriminate, but it's to show the reality. Hispanics dominate the Hispanic community. Asians dominate the Asian community. So when you're talking about things in those places, you got to use the people of those places. And those that started it off in their originality, they brought this, and the government tried, and they have succeeded in some ways in giving it a black eye. Active people like Quanell X and these scammers that you only see them on TV for these big cases, but you never see them in the hood throwing no block parties and all that, giving back to the kids, the homeless. Those people are those that exploit the stage the wrong way. You're gonna have that. You gotta have a balance in life. You gotta have good with bad, you know, right with wrong, dark with night. You know, you're gonna have those that use it like that. That's their thing, but we can't focus on it. We're gonna focus on what we're doing. So
Right.
I've been saying all that to say is that after all of this stuff, I thought I would get a whole lot more attention on this situation, but it didn't, because again, I don't exploit it the wrong way. And during that situation, a lot of people was exploiting it. And I told people that first night, we need to go and talk to the stepdad. We need to go talk to Derion. We don't need to do all this searches, send money, make this into a financial situation, because it just had happened with Jasmine Bowens.
That's
And
right.
it put a black eye on her case.
That's
So I
right.
was telling everybody, let's avoid that. Let's avoid a scandal like that
Right.
financially, and let's just go to the right source. We know who had her. Let's go and talk to him. If somebody would go in there and talk to him righteously, he would tell, you know, if you really hit on his heart, because I know he cared about the baby no matter what, but you really hit on his heart, he would tell, and he eventually did. So we really wasted all that time. So all y'all that's happy about, and no disrespect, but I'm just real, all those that are happy about Quanell X, giving him credit for finding the body, and I'll say at least he did that. I understand how y'all feel, but think about it. He did that too damn late. He could have did that when he first came in, but he went to Britney, who he knew the camera was on. He couldn't get the camera on Derion. He went off of what benefited him. He did not do nothing for us, y'all. He did not do nothing for Maleah. I'm sorry, but I gotta be real with everybody. What you say,
No,
Queen?
I hear you. Like, you're making a real good point.
I mean, and a lot of us did. I even for a second thought that maybe, okay, maybe he heard me, or maybe he heard people, you know, because we were gonna go down to the jail and chant, Derion, tell us what she is, Derion.
Right.
Yeah, we were gonna do that. I couldn't get enough people because everybody was everywhere else, you know, paying attention to other folks. When I'm on the fucking news, right there saying we're searching. No, they wouldn't reach out to me because, you know, again, I wasn't exploiting the camera, but we were doing the actual foot searching, going over the evidence, working with them, working with the law enforcement, trying to find every lead. I'm telling them, hey man, let's look this way, go up this street, go this way. We was finna go down to a place in the woods where they said Derion had told people if he ever wanted to hide a body, he would hide them now. It was Waylon Rose Sharon. We were going on that lead.
Oh, I think I remember that. Yes.
Remember that, man. It was crazy, man. They were sitting there talking about, I'm showing people what we're doing, like, hey, I'm really here. Fuck what everybody else talking about. I searched this place, I searched this place. I'm like, look on your GPS. This is where I'm at, y'all. I'm really out here looking. So whether y'all say this is it, I met so many people on searches. They were like, man, it might be in here, it smell bad over here. They were seeing me at these places. So I'm like, I'm not popping up nowhere. I'm physically here, out here for, you know, and it was my responsibility because she's my little sister. And not to discredit anybody else, any other ethnicities, but again, like we were saying with the areas, you know, if there's a black baby hurt, you should see black people up there. The black man and the black woman up there to help this black baby. They're like, you see Hispanics and Asians when theirs are. So we had no representation. So I was there and they had asked me. I didn't use that situation like that. They had asked me because I was on the scene and I said, yeah, I will only do it so that we can garnish more help for people in this search, more people that aren't getting paid or quote unquote volunteers, because those quote unquote volunteers, y'all will see my video. Some of them are very rude and mean. They was just, why are you asking? Who told you to come?
Yeah, I've had my experience myself with
like,
some.
You don't watch the news, do you, huh? Yeah, I'll be like, well, maybe you don't notice me because I don't got Quanell X in front of me. But yeah, I'm the motherfucker out here on the street. So answer my questions. Where did y'all search? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, it was just like that, but I was there for that. Then they brought me back, basically because they had been watching my feeds. They saw how many views I was getting every time I would turn the camera. I couldn't even turn the camera on and talk about my son no more, because every time I would turn the camera on, people, what's happening with Maleah? What are you doing? Why are you sitting down? I'm like, Damn, man, you right. Okay. Hey, y'all, I also do have my dead son that I'm trying to work on, and my family need to heal, but could y'all consider that also? If y'all love babies, this is a baby. I should garnish that much, but okay, cool. As soon as I would do that, don't talk about your son. Oh, you're using Maleah. I'm like, oh my God, y'all, yeah, we really, really. But this is what this situation needs to bring to the people's attention. The truth of things, and so when they asked me to come on again because they've been watching my feeds, they were like, please bring that passion you have. And I was like, well, y'all try to contain me, man, and you try to look at me when I talk as anger instead of passion. I don't need an audience like that. And if this audience is what is going to they're going to pick apart what I say, I'm not gonna do it.
Right.
Let me say it my way or not say it at all. And he was like, yeah. And they brought me on the second time with John Marsden. They asked me to come on. So I went on with John Marsden. So the two times that they talked about Maleah in our city on our biggest stages, that was me. That was me out there. But I didn't get an invitation to no funeral. I didn't get a thank you from any of the family members that so-called loved her so much. This man who's out here with all of his people, we're searching for this baby. We leading them in the right direction. We're not fooling y'all. We showing love. I didn't manipulate it. I could have went down to the walk, been all out there in pink and pink Panther uniform on. I'd have been on everybody's news coverage all over the world. They'd be like, oh, the Panther man dressed in pink for Maleah. I could have did all of that, and it would have garnished me up for my son.
Oh yeah.
But when you don't do that, you will give up $1 million to stay real. See, it's those that's gonna choose to take the money or choose to be for the people, and they're gonna do it through the example. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Every post, every time I would get on there, it was always about Maleah. So I said, well, let's use this and let's work on everybody's babies. You know what I'm saying? Mine included, because I can't be helping everybody in the world and neglecting my own. Then I ain't, what I tell everybody they need to be. So you're going to hear about my son always. That's
now,
me.
Let me ask you real quick. Don't mean to interrupt. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Family members, like, were there any family members out there searching for Maleah from your perspective, since you were actually boots on the ground there?
Well, I would say the only one I ever saw on there was LaQueen Misha. She was the only one. But again, I don't know all of their family. And then you got to understand something too. Everybody need to understand something too. Davis is not the only Maleah family. Maleah was made by two people. So there are Davises and Bowens.
Okay.
And anything that's involved in Maleah, it's going to be two sides.
Got it.
You have the Davises and you have the Bowens. No matter what, that's her mama and that's their family. So, we were getting things from both sides.
I knew it was Britney. I never knew of Britney ever going out to search. Like, ever.
We saw her when the news was out that she was passing out flyers. But again, like we said, once everybody got a hold of this case and everybody started deciphering it, and people smell bullshit. Once everybody started to smell bullshit, she backed out of really the public eye and really being out there. So you're not gonna see any videos of Britney out in the bushes every day. Really, as I said, the first day I was on there with Andy Conn and them, and I had my little hat on, I told them, press the daddy. She could have been talking to Derion like, look, man, what happened, baby? Tell me what happened. But as we said, they were both planning this. They were both throwing us off. So she didn't want to go talk to him. You know what I'm saying? He up in there not knowing that she's not going to come and talk to him. Quanell X, if you have all this clout in this pool in the jailhouse, why didn't you bring her in there to talk to him to get him to tell us where it was at? Or why didn't you go from the beginning and go find out where the body was at and then go and talk to Britney and show some sympathy? But as we said, they were lying from the beginning. She sat there and allowed him to lie. I mean, if somebody lying on your family, you're gonna stop them dead in sentence. Like,
and
hold
you're
on, man.
referring to that press conference
All those
in front of her apartment.
all of them. It was that one
The
on
ones
CBS,
television,
all these other stations. They did interviews and it said the same things they said in the parking lot, hugging her, some penis pictures, sexual nature. They kept hinting at homosexuality, as we said, because that makes any woman in a heterosexual relationship feel betrayed and mad, you know, and it makes the whole public feel like they're betrayed and mad. Like, how could you be homosexual and not tell anybody, as if that was the driving force in it? But they knew it wasn't. They were using something that did what it did. It caused controversy. And it just like with Derion and her, by telling us that it was over on Greens Road and they're over in Sugar Land and they stay over here, they knew it was a big search area. They knew it would send us all on a cat and mouse. It's constant possibilities. That's what it was with saying those sexual things happen in the wrong way. Y'all knew that was a girl that they were doing that to, but you knew that if you said it was a girl, women are gonna know, well, y'all got into a fight. Because if a woman sees penis pictures and then she looks in the phone and she sees that it's a woman, but you're hiding it as a man name, which is a lot of dudes do, a lot of women do. They put their homegirl name, knowing it's that nigga from down the street. Men do the same. So if she catch you in that, most women, black women, gonna snap on you. It's gonna be a fight in that house.
Yeah.
And as I said, that's where I believe the scratches and that big knot came from.
They were healed. They were not raw. Those were healed a couple of days.
Healed, right. And the day that he said it, as I said, it had been 2 days after. So once I finally realized from our first day that we were not working on the first day schedule, we were working on day 4, calling it the first day of searching. I was like, day 4? Ain't no baby been gone on 4 fucking days. And no, man, this baby is, I was saying, like, and it was hard to say. I was telling people, this baby is not, she's no longer with us. If you look at my videos, I was calling on the ancestors. I was like, man, where are you at, baby? Where are you at, baby? Where are you at? She was telling us. I had one feed. I was out one night and I said, I had a dream, y'all, that this baby is like in a bucket or somewhere in something submerged in water, and she's looking up at me and she's just mad at me, like, come find me.
Yeah.
I mean, man, it was messing with my head so much because the case just dropped into my lap. They were just like, you know, like we cover all news. They were like, hey, man, they said some baby got snatched over here. Jumped on it and looked on. We like, what? Said Greens Road. We immediately went down there to the scene. Like, what? This my area. What happened? And from then on, man, that baby stayed on me. We left their search and went to the other side to search. I'm like, y'all ain't searched over here. You know, we got to cover everything that they say before we call them and tell them they're bullshit. I want to make sure it ain't what it is, because sometimes it do be, but we wasn't getting that feeling, but we got to go on facts.
Right.
So dropping the facts to people didn't like to hear my facts. They liked to hear the speculation, the what ifs, and I understand that's all entertaining, but we got to be realistic, y'all.
Right.
And that's what I was trying to bring to the table. Realism. We know who had her. We need to press him, and we know what we're looking for, because this baby is not in a good situation. And we broke down the whole story. We did our own searches, and you know, I was trying to give people the information that they were giving us, but I had to wait on them to officially tell me. Like, I knew as soon as the call came in about the body being found in the mowing in Arkansas. I knew it, but I couldn't make my feed until later on because I had to wait on that person that was telling me to tell me, okay, now you can go ahead and leak it. But they were telling me everything first.
Yeah.
To try and get me to leak it because they wanted me to leak it properly without it being all, you know, spookified, basically. You know what I'm saying? But just tell the people the truth, you know. And I think those people who did that, they didn't want people to be in the cat and mouse chase that the case caused, but that's what had happened. And so, you know, for the most part, you know what I'm saying, You know, we stayed involved on it. John Marsden was calling me, you know, asking me, because months prior to Maleah and just before Jasmine, he was at the site of the crime with me for my son's birthday, November 3rd last year.
Wow.
Right before Maleah, he was out there and he was sitting in my car. He's in my back seat and he does a video, you know, and he's telling everybody, man, I got everything I learned from Brother Emmanuel. You know, y'all need to follow him. He's the truth. He's been doing this. He's always been doing this in the community. I need to stick up for him and stay down. He said that of his own. I was like, okay, thank you, brother. And, you know, we finished saying what we were saying. I was like, hey, y'all, I'm out here at the scene. And so sure enough, when this happened with Maleah and I saw him right in on it, he had already had my number. So he called me when he saw me on the news that night.
Right.
He didn't know I was involved, but when he saw me on the news, he called me. He was like, brother, you know, what's happening? And I'm telling him, because I'm trying to be real, because I'm thinking, okay, man, you really being real about this. You're going to help. And everything I tell him, he would go back and tell his people as if he told, like, as if he has this information. And I'm like, okay, I ain't tripping. I'm gonna give him a chance. I will call him and I'm like, hey man, I'm seeing you doing something on your feet. Y'all out there searching over there? Well, here I come. I'm finna come out there. And as soon as I get out there, they're not there. And I'm like, where y'all at? But we already left. I'm like, brother, you knew I was coming. Right. I just told you. Me and you specifically why are you giving me the wrong directions, the wrong addresses, not where you say you're at? I'm seeing these films and then I'm seeing nobody there. And I'm like, anyway, I got to keep on going because, like, as I said, this baby is like calling to me in my head and to everybody telling us, like, keep looking for me, as if we could get to her in enough time. And if they had did all of that in the beginning, we'd have found her body intact. But they knew they had to keep us, you know, in suspense for enough time for that body to be destroyed in some kind of way, enough to where the examiners couldn't find out the actual cause of death. And it was just by sheer fucking coincidence, just good timing on their part, that he released the location the day the day after that thing was scheduled for cutting, you know, because the state has a cut cycle, and all those things on the side of the road, they're cut by the state, and they have a time and what areas they go down, all those mile markers and all that, and those big machines cut them, those big huge lawnmowers, and they just run them down. They cut ditches and bayous and all that.
Who runs over a bag, though, for God's sake?
Like that. Huh?
Who runs over a bag, though? I mean, do they literally, are those things that big?
But think about it. Yeah, you got to think about it. That grass, and everybody knows this, the grass on the side of the freeways and in some of those country towns when you're riding those roads, that grass out there gets very, very tall. Yeah. So, you know, if you put a bag, you know, out in the lot of grass, nobody's gonna see it. You know? Yeah. We had this young man down here in Houston. His little brother was on his motorcycle. Him and his friend left the club one night. One went one way, the other went the other way, and one went missing. So we had this big search party, and come to find out, the little brother, when he turned the corner to get on the freeway, they're saying some kind of way his bike went out of control because it was wet that night. And he ended up on the side in like a little small patch. Right. But the grass is so fucking high. Nobody knew it. Taller than a grown man standing. Some of that grass gets 6 feet tall. And you wouldn't have even seen him in there. So when we went on the search, nobody saw him. Cars kept going by until the cut cycle. They were cutting the grass that morning, and those people saw that damage and they stopped cutting it. Wow. That's the same with Maleah. They did that, and when they saw what they had done, it didn't look normal, so they stopped the cut and they called the authorities. They then, went on to the scene and started processing it and recognized what it was, but they didn't have an ID. They didn't know about it because in their state, there was no APB out. It was only in Texas, in Houston. So it wasn't connected yet. Somebody got a hold of that, heard about that, and told Fathead.
Yeah.
And he pulled this story out that he went down. Finally, now you go down to talk to Vence, and you're one time speaking to Vence. He tells you what we've all been trying to find out all this time. Now you finally get that answer.
And then does a conference right after he walks out of the jail.
And he's not, and when we found out, remember, we looked it up more thoroughly. We found out he did not do an interview outside the jail. That interview that you go back to, he met them at a parking lot.
Right.
He told the news crew that were gonna cover it, meet me in this parking lot. I know what Maleah is. I just left the jail with Derion. And they ate it up because everybody was into it. And they came to that parking lot and he told everybody, I just went to talk to Derion in the county, like he got special powers, which he does sometimes, but you have to be asked. Like one of the criminals have to ask for you that, excuse me, they got to get approval. And then you have to be escorted. And then it has to be certain things that are considered. Like if you're not an attorney, you're not a religious person, those are the only two people that can come visit you like that,
right?
Without being on your visiting list.
Or do you think maybe the case
if you don't have those credentials, then you're not allowed in there?
Okay. Well, I was wondering, do you think maybe with the case having so much attention that it did, is it possible? Is it possible? Is it possible that because this case had so much attention, that's why maybe a jailer would have let him in? I think we got a lag.
Right. That's what we're thinking. But the way our county is set up, no jailer can just, it's not a hick town. No jailer can just let you in the back door or in the front. You have to go through a system of checkpoints, security. Everybody knows you. Everyone will know you're here. Our lines in the visitation area, it looks like you're in a supermarket, people trying to get in and trying to drop off money and for various reasons. So to go through that and to go through all those checkpoints, to get on his actual floor, to have him brought out of security segregation because his case is high profile, to bring him out, that constitutes a threat to his safety. If Quanell X did anything to him and he's not his lawyer, and officially what a lot of people didn't know is the day of or the day before Quanell X came, Derion's first lawyer excused himself, got off of his case. So at the time Quanell came, Derion did not have any official legal representation. After Quanell did that, then Derion had a new lawyer come in and said to keep Quanell away from there.
Yeah.
Right. But they had no proof. There's no cameras. There's no jailer in there that will testify that I was the one who buzzed the door and approved for Quanell X, who is not a lawyer, not Derion's lawyer, and not a religious person attached to Derion's case. I allowed him to come through all of those things, constitute a big threat security-wise,
and to the case.
Come and speak to this guy about a case that if he gets a confession from this guy, all lawyers know this, and you are not the lawyer, that shit gets thrown out.
Yep.
It is inadmissible. I don't care who told it, what they heard. If that is not your lawyer and you admit to it, then it could get chunked out the window. And so that's what we were saying at that time. fathead, if he really did that, he has fucked up the case because you're not his lawyer, so his confession is not admissible.
Which is why I'm wondering if that's why no murder charges have been filed yet.
Right. This case is so shook up from, you know, this he's saying so much attention that they don't know which way to go. And the physical evidence that they do have, it is going to make the public mad. It will piss the public the fuck off. So they're trying their best not to say anything. The media, the investigators, they're trying their hardest to kind of quiet it down. The world still loves it. You know, you have a few people that still are bringing it up, but it's not as popular as when it first broke.
Right.
Because they're trying to, because they know the amount of time that lapsed in between and this coincidental time on him asking to go see him and being allowed in there, him releasing the information. But by the time they got down there, they had already run her over. So if he had released you the information, if he released it in time, they wouldn't have cut. They would have went to that spot. They would have stopped everything going on in that area and said, hey, man, we just got information that she could possibly be at this location. These mile markers, stop everything. They didn't do that because they run her over. So they didn't know. And when they found out, they went on the news and they told the news and EquiSearch fed right into it. Where she's at. Okay, we'll use our resources to get us a plane and we'll fly over there. We want to end and we want to get to our baby. And they did. They chartered the plane. You know, I could have went, but I was like, nah, you know, I can't even make it out there, and I'm not doing all that. It's just too much. I really believe her family should have been there. You know what I'm saying? To recover something like that. But I reported to everybody that they were gonna wrap her up in unicorns and bring her home, because that's what they were telling me. You know, like, I'm gonna let you know when I got real confirmation, Brother Emmanuel, and then you could tell your people. And so as soon as it came to me, I gave it to the world, flat out, truthfully, you know. And but the timelines on that. So you're telling me that you talked to him this morning at 10 or 11 in the morning. He told you where she was at. They found her in the condition she was in, and by 2 o'clock, y'all chartering the plane to get out there. And by 10 o'clock, y'all are back home with her remains. That means the police have completely finished their investigation and have released this body to y'all in hours, not even a 12-hour. Come on, man. They still out there doing that stuff with Kobe. They're still pulling wreckage off the ground with Kobe. And that was days ago, man. You mean if this machine ran over this baby like that they could pull it all up and get it all together in 12 hours and give it back to another state? That's interstate changes. No, that had happened already.
Usually the coroner in that state would have took possession of the body and then released it to the coroner in Houston. That's usually how it works. I don't know how that rule got bypassed. I don't know.
Because it did. Because they had found the baby the day before and had not known who she was, and they alerted us that they had found the baby some kind of way. You know, it can go out on those stations, and when you find out that they just found a body, you know, they in that condition in a ditch right outside of Texas, and 1 + 1 is 2. Those that are looking, they knew that Arkansas had our baby, but they wanted to take the credit for it, and so they had the news station, which everybody's looking for, where she's at. We know where she's at. We're going to her, and he told me. And he ain't tell nobody else. I just went in there, man to man, and he told me, well, why didn't you go in there man to man the first day, dog? Yeah. Then we would have found her body fresh, and we would know what really happened to her. But as I told everybody, if a woman finds pictures in your phone and she sees in that it's a man name and find out it's a woman, she's gonna be mad because you're trying to fool her. Most black women, a lot of them, they get hurt emotionally that bad. Y'all saw how Britney's demeanor is. You know, she gets frustrated. She got pissed off with him. She even told us that. They got into a fight. That's where I believe all those scratches come from, because in those apartments, and I've been there many times, there are sticker bushes. There are prickly bushes. Like you know, in most people's apartments, they have nice little landscape,
Some
and
of
there
them
are
look
prickly
like
bushes.
fingernail scratches, though. You know?
Yeah, but fingernail scratches aren't gonna zigzag, and you know, like some of them you can see like they all don't come down, and then some of them all do come down together.
Yeah.
When you look at those pictures up close and personal, you can see the marks and the linings, and they're so thin. A woman's nails makes kind of like a wider cut. These
Yeah.
are skinny slices, and in the skinny slices, they come from tree branches. If
Right.
you ever look in the neighborhood in apartments, you go out there. If you fall into the branches, you'll scrape your arm or whatever up from the branches coming out of them. So if y'all are outside, he's on the phone. You come check out the phone, and he's sitting on the patio or on the stairs, which is how their apartment is set up. And you see him texting, and you find that out, and y'all get into it outside, and y'all start fighting. Physically fighting. Let's not act like that don't happen. Physically fighting. You
Yeah.
fall into the bushes, right? And y'all rolling around in the bushes. He already probably had his shirt off, like a lot of dudes in the South just sit around the house kicking it without their shirt on, outside on the porch, talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Little mama come up, see it, and oh, y'all get into it. Y'all tussling. You roll over into that because nobody looked at her body. Nobody looked to see if she had any scratches and shit on her body. It was all about Derion because he the one put up the story when he went to the and used those wounds that had already healed, and even those scratches had scabs on them.
Yes.
Scabs. It takes a while for scabs. So that knot on his head, that's from a good lick from something, you know. That,
and almost like he
slammed
his head into the wall or something.
Boom.
The weirdest
No, you can't even do that like that. It won't make it as big.
I mean,
like,
it was huge.
But a lot of people have tried to do this, run into the wall and knock themselves out. A lot of times when you run into a wall, the speed that you're using, and this is human, the speed that you're using is not going to be a speed lethal enough to cause a bump of that type of magnitude in one area. It will cause more trauma to the whole head, you know, when you try, and then you're not gonna go fast enough because you're scared. Anybody, their natural body is scared to hurt itself. Right. You know, so when they say, okay, run into the wall or hit yourself, you're not gonna go as fast. But if someone else is swinging an object at you with their strength, they're not gonna calculate resisting, and they're gonna use all their force, and it's gonna cause a bump to come out.
Yeah.
You know, self-inflicted, it would have been a small, but someone else throwing something at you and hitting you with a bat or something, boom, that's gonna cause that big knot. Now y'all gotta explain this knot. You gotta explain these scratches. Y'all been fighting. Y'all already have these folks in your business before because this baby done got hurt before. Yeah. And now in y'all fight, you did something, run over or something and hurt the baby. You don't want to say it was an accident because there ain't no accidents down here. In the legal system, your asses are going to jail for something. And they didn't want to go. So they concocted this bullshit. And Derion did some unspeakable bullshit to her body, trying to get rid of it. We saw what we saw. We were all horrified, but it was true. And he used that. And as we said, the bag sweated. That's why that stain was able to get into the carpet and the fabric, and the dog was able to hit on it because he had went a long way. And that bag had started sweating and it got into the fabric of the car. So, you know, everything that we were on was right, you know, just not the exact location. And when they finally found it, if y'all remember the interview, they asked Quanell, "Are you gonna take the reward money for finding her since you got Vence to tell?" He said no. Right. He was like, "No, I ain't gonna take it." Now you're a person who makes people pay you to help them. You're a person who financially benefits from these people's stories. You do this financially. You've done it a lot. In this situation, something that is seriously lucrative, you're gonna pass it up for everybody else's feelings. Why would you do that?
Law, though.
He knew he would have to prove that, yeah, that they say the activists can't get money. They tried to pull that out of Crime Stoppers, but you can't do that, because if somebody want to tell the activist, you know, or if the person not labeled an activist, then, you know, what is it then? They try to do that to try and stop Quanell from getting it, because he's done this over the years. This isn't his first time receiving money. A lot of people have gotten on him about that in his own community, about turning people in and receiving the reward money.
A lot of
now
people also went after him saying they, you know, they paid for things that they didn't get.
Right. So if you are getting paid, why wouldn't you take this ransom money, the reward money, and give it to the family, or take the reward money and, you know, put it as a scholarship for a Maleah Davis scholarship fund for a couple of little kids, or, you know, to go to, why not? Why would you not do that? Because he knew he would have to prove that he talked to Derion, and that would get whoever in trouble that let him in the jail illegally, because he was not a representation of anybody that's approved to talk to somebody in jail during those moments.
Wow.
And regardless, even if it did happen, as I say, why did you wait a month? You know, I went down to city council in Houston, Texas, and I went down there in front of the mayor and all of the city council members, and I asked them, I told them, the eyes of the world are on you right now, Houston. The eyes of the world are on all y'all council members. Y'all need to erect a statue, a monument, a memorial in the middle of this city for all of these babies that have went out the wrong way because somebody didn't do what they were supposed to. We can blame CPS. We can blame other family members for not being active. We can blame the mama. We can blame the daddy. We can blame God. We can blame the devil. We can blame whoever. It does not take back her life. It doesn't give her life back. And that is the main focus that we are all brought together over. The loss of her life, the most precious thing. So I told them, we need a place where we can all come and we can demonstrate to the world that together, people will love on each other, and we'll love our babies, and we'll try our hardest for this not to happen no more. And we can converge together. It could be a valley of the garden of the innocents, a bunch of statues or murals on the walls of our babies playing in a better position than what they were in when they went out. I said, y'all can do this. And it's not a bad idea, you know, but the eyes of the world are on Houston. Make this happen. And that will be something that won't just last for this moment. It'll keep their stories alive forever. They didn't want to do that. They looked at me crazy. Now, as y'all see this beautiful hair, this hair has been growing since my son was murdered. You see how long it is now. That is how long it has taken them to finally finish my son's case. I didn't have no hair. Now I got all of this hair. This is how long justice has taken me. I rock dreadlocks, not for fashion, but as a statement to show the world how long they will take. And you must get involved, because we can't leave it to the system. That's what these stages and many others are for.
Never.
To not leave it to the system, because they have proven they will not do it like we all combined together can do.
Time and time again, they put that.
Beats anybody, right? And that's why we started the organization called People Helping People, GP, Hood News, GP, the Truth Terrorists, because we're going to take the power from them and give the people something that will edify them, give them shows, give them lessons, give them real news that affects them. It's so many cases down here that I've been helping out with that have not got to the news. They don't want to run them on the news. A young man named Andre Mouton, we've been searching for the longest. They won't put that on the news. This older gentleman that we put an APB, a hood alert out for a few weeks back. We just located him, found him, happily that he was safe, but they wouldn't run that story, along with a lot of others. And so I get forced to go down to city council, or get forced to call these people and get them to do it, and they don't do it.
Wow.
But if the people come together and create an organization, like I said, the PAC, the Honored Everyday Parents Against Kids Killing Each Other. Together, they will listen to those voices. When we come in now, we're not just a normal citizen, we are a member of the PAC. And they know the PAC don't play because we'll put all the truth out to the people. We do. We have that responsibility. And like I told my son's district attorney, I said, I have to go tell the people the truth of why y'all won't charge this young man. Y'all are giving me no option but to tell the people that, you know, you can sell marijuana and protect it and kill somebody. That you can, you know, go rob somebody and your friend die and you don't go to jail.
Yep.
Or, you know, you can be treated as a criminal before they even find out you're a criminal and get handled like that. Again, bags on the hands. You know, it's all kind of ways. And that's why shirts off when I went down on that time and I felt like the mayor was just lying to me because he kept on, okay, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. You know, that day that I went to speak up for Maleah and everyone else, I had asked everybody. I had been on my radio station, Magic 102, the local station, and I used that stage to ask everyone to come out to city council and let's get this memorial, something that'll be here forever. No one came. No one came to stand with me. And I'm on there a lot doing that, telling everybody to come. But again, their attention is on, you know, John Marsden. Yeah. You know, Houston's homicide, you know, and as I told him, and I had told him this in my vehicle, outside my vehicle, outside the Isaiah factor, pay attention to your son case, man. You need to be finding out who did that to your baby before, you know, you dominate everyone else's cases. It's cool to be involved in everyone else's cases, but let us always remember your son's situation. You need to be down at City Hall finding out what happened with your son. But a lot of people don't want to do that because they don't want to piss off the powers that be. They'll just let it go. You know, I want to hear some conversations between you and the detectives. Tell us where they're at in the case, you know, about your own child.
Absolutely.
You know, but a lot of people don't do that. They take that one incident and they see that they can get attention from it and they use that and they continue getting attention, you know, and they use everybody else's cases because you just get involved. You're not called into the case. You know, most of the stuff we've been involved in, we were called into. I have lots of people that still contact me. That's why my messenger and all that is full, letting me know about different news stories and stuff. And I go and check on them to make sure that they real, and then I bring it to the people. But again, you know, I'm saying all that to just say, you know, not to knock everyone that has been doing it, because no matter what, even if their intentions are to personally gain, get attention, no matter what, the issue at hand is what is being placed out there and staying in our minds. And so, you know, they're serving their purpose. You know, some of them might think that they're getting over on Maleah. You're not. You know, even when your intentions are to gain that shit the wrong way, gain the attention the wrong way off of her, you're going to keep our attention on that baby. And we're going to stay on that baby and eventually the many others. And we're going to start loving ourselves and each other the way we're supposed to. So no matter what their intentions, we're going to get the glory out of this the right way. The people are going to hear it. They're going to know it, man. Y'all going to look at me one year and you're going to say, like, damn, man. You know, we remember him when he was in the corner of his apartment. Look at him, a millionaire, you know, off. Hey, but you'll see if it changes me or not.
Right.
You know, it's not supposed to. It's supposed to edify the people. So when I do these things, we're getting this money so that we can bring back the things that have been taken from us. Community centers. You know, we have Rap-A-Lot J Prince, the King J Prince, much respect to his whole family on the great things that they do. Yeah, but he's one when we have many. You know, he covers Fifth Ward. He covers his hood. He allows anybody from anywhere to come out there and get whatever they have. Man, just the other day, they were handing out money and all type of supplies to the homeless. And he don't do this, you know, when everybody is on this philanthropist trip trying to show that they're the best giver.
Yeah.
He's been doing this shit.
Yeah, that's right.
Since before philanthropy was even honored.
That's
this
right.
man is doing this at a low level. So right now he's at a you know, we down here, we know him on a whole different level and respect
Right.
and love him that way for
The
that.
world does.
You know?
Right.
But we have a lot more that can build community centers. Thank you, my love. Run these programs after school. We don't have home economics in school anymore. So our babies don't know how to iron their clothes. They don't know what cold and warm and medium water is. They don't know how to fold their clothes. They don't know basic skills. We ask our girls to cook meals. Who's teaching them? Grandma ain't here no more. But we still know how to cook. Why aren't our shows showing that? Why aren't our community services offering things like that? So when deaths happen, we don't get tricked on by these fake bloggers or these fake community activists, because we have centers in the community where we go to and get grievance therapy. We get assistance during those times, and these fake churches can't come and get us and offer us help when they know we need it. And
it is sad. It is sad.
There's it's sad, but we got to be the ones that fight, just like Jay Prince and the Rap Life family fight for their community and for their people that they love. It's a hell of a lot more in this neighborhood that can do that, but they have to put their energy and their resources into those type of programs that are ground level, that you always don't get, a lot of accolades from the media, but you get accolades from the real people in the community. Because my baby got a bike from him this year. And it wasn't just about him getting this bike this year. You know, when I was gone away for 10 years, all my children, plus a lot of my cousins and stuff, I signed up for this program in there called Angel Tree. And they would link up different organizations in the community that were giving toys and foods for the kids.
Yeah.
And they would link us up with them and sign us up for them. So every year you had to make sure you went through all the long process of signing up so you can get put on there. And I would sign my babies up to make sure they had gifts and stuff during the season. And his organization, Rap-A-Lot, was one of those that were on that list that were getting inmates and making sure their children. So every year my babies were able to go out there and get piles of toys, man. I mean, it was not a year added on with our family members, but what he did. So I personally love and respect him. It ain't no, you doing this in the hood and I want to thank no. He did something for me personally.
Yeah.
My babies, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that man could have took all his money and his millions and rightfully just looked out for his family. Doing stuff like that, giving back, that's what people need. And that's, what made me take my shirt off in there, because I was talking to him and I was asking him, I was telling him, man, I asked you. You told me personally, man to man, you would. All of y'all have told me you would, and you haven't done it. Why y'all playing with us? When a person asks, that takes a lot, when we shouldn't have to. But if we don't have more J Princes, if we don't have more people in the hoods that are really about that, you know what I'm saying? Then we're left up to the government, and we see the government ain't gonna do it for us like we need it. They're gonna do it their ways. They're gonna give our kids the education they want them to have, and they damn sure don't have PE in it no more. No. So we don't have no athletic kids, but at the same time, we do. Because we got a hell of a lot of black colleges with a hell of a lot of black athletes, hell of a lot of black regular schools with a hell of a lot of black athletes that are doing things every day. We are littered with track meets down here. We are littered with sports events down here. And those are our children. We need to uplift that. We need to constantly stop demoting ourselves and also show the side that's promoting ourselves of our greatness. But we need those figures that can make it happen to put their resources into doing that. And, since it hadn't happened the way it should have, a lot of them are being able to try to jump in on it and try to create it from their own avenues. And when they jump in, they're given a lot of attention. And sometimes you got to know how to handle that attention. And like I told a lot of people, Maleah Davis was not my introduction to this thing. I've been doing this for Years.
Yeah, same.
People weren't even listening. I've been on my local stations, all that, for years before this, baby.
Yeah.
So there was no clout chasing on my part. I
Nope.
already had clout. I don't need it. You know, I was showing people that, you know, I could get in front of the cameras, but I'm gonna stay back. And I'm gonna see if anybody really knows.
Cameras for over 12, 13 years doing crimes and justice blogging. You know, this is definitely not my first place.
This is not your first rodeo.
No.
For all of those years that you've been doing it, and I've seen a lot of your old work, for all of those years, right now, just being for real, your show should be way further elevated. You know what I mean? But if the people were truly backing you up, and it don't take a lot from everybody with thousands of views, but if the people are truly backing up those that are in the good leadership positions, that have the good stages and are dedicating their lives to bringing this to us, if they would just back them up a little, they would get better content.
Pretty much every
all of that stuff where we need to be.
Pretty much every celebrity, like producer, people for TMZ, all these different blogs follow me.
I know. They get that information from us. If you would look down in Houston, I'll do a live video and I'll talk about some. Or when I used to talk on the Street 100, the Critical Show, on Wednesday nights, I would bring up issues and things that involving us in the community, and it would be on the news. Yeah, they're like, hey, we need to start watching about this. And we at that Kingdom, we just all laughing like, yeah. But I used to do that with Quanell because he would go on this Fox Face Off. And so I would, you know, very strategically happen to call him and bring up a subject.
Right.
That were happening. Because I knew he was gonna, oh, okay, well now, brother, we don't need to worry about that right now. We'll worry about it later. Okay, cool, we'll worry about it later. I know you're gonna go use it. And I know my people are gonna get it. So while he thought he was manipulating me, no, homie. No. You're not manipulating the people. You're not as smart as you think. I did not jump off the motherfucking porch this morning. I was born in the morning, but not this one. You did. So you're gonna learn. And he never stopped to pay attention, because people like that, they get so caught up in the bull that they're doing that they don't really stop. They believe themselves so elevated that they don't stop and take notice at the real important people. Because if you got a family that will give you $5,000 to put their story on the news, and you would put yourself above them, you're the dumbass.
Wow.
They have the power that's making you what you want to be, and you would abuse them. You're supposed to use them good, really help them. And that 5 will turn to 50 because they're really getting true help, and you don't got to worry about them coming back and wanting to kill you behind you, taking their money and not doing a damn thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we take from those that can really do it. We don't help those that can really do it. We bad talk those that are really doing it. You've been here doing this for years, and now, and it's just real, because I talked to Miss I Care Ferris earlier today. I was gonna tell y'all about that. This sister called me when the Misha Mendoza video went off, and you know, about that Father's Day stuff, you know, that y'all had brought out.
Yeah.
She called me earlier today. Me and her had a long conversation, because we be talking. That guy scammed her. You know what I'm saying? And it's a whole, I'll give y'all all that, but that woman ain't scammed nobody. She got scammed by him because she was helping. She was helping that man, right?
Stabbed by him.
He just personally mad at her, won't deal with her no more, you know, and is
that what you meant when you were saying in the chat, that this situation?
I was like, yeah,
his memory
situation is very disrespectful.
Yeah,
because those people are still they're still using this baby.
Yes,
even though that post was, I want y'all to know that post was from Father's Day last year. That was around the time we were searching. So it's not that he's asking for any donations currently.
Right.
He did that during that time, and I know everybody want to check him. Right now, he's on to some other stuff about the situations, the tragedies in the prisons down there. but he still brings Maleah in.
Every,
you know what I'm saying? All the time.
It's like he keeps antagonizing the Davis family, antagonizing.
Right. And but at the same time, as I told Miss Ferris, because she had called me when he went to jail, and we were gonna try and try to get him out, because we thought they did him wrong, and come to find out it was some business of his own that he hadn't taken care of. But he needed some help, and we were gonna try and help him out, and she helped him. She gave him like $100 on his books. He got out and won't deal with her. Nothing, said she didn't pay the whole thing and whatever. So now they're not on good terms. But that woman did a lot for that man. And whatever he was doing, whatever little scam, if he was running a scam, she didn't have nothing financially to do with it. She just kept that attention because he kept bringing that subject up. She was basically like his host and would bring people in, and he would talk to them, because I was supposed to be on his show one time, but he canceled my show, and just went on.
Be thankful. Be thankful.
So, no, because I was going, I'd have brought some truth to it. So,
I would just be afraid to be associated with him at the moment, to be honest. But I have to say, Emmanuel, it's been an honor, honestly, this last few months and working with you. And I know we'll continue to work together, but I just want to really say to everybody that's watching this right now, I want to say thanks to all of you for donating.
Real. Thank all y'all, man. I love y'all. In 1 week, I did more than the whole world did in 2 years. 2 years of my dead son and all the work I've done and all the stuff I did. 2 years, I was not even worth $500. And y'all came up with $681 in 1 week. That shows the potential of us loving each other. You know what I mean? And it's crazy too. I'm gonna tell y'all this because I'm gonna get up out of here. I know I'll go.
Yeah, I gotta run somewhere at 12:30 anyway. So
I was thinking about my daughters. I've been thinking about my daughters, and
you also recently
for y'all to come in at this time. I was always wondering, why y'all coming in now, and it was at the end of the case, and I was like, okay, well, this is perfect because we'll have everybody's attention back on it because they're trying to dismiss it. And I thought that was the reason. And I was trying to figure it out. And when y'all came with the fund, and I was like, oh man, that's real nice. And how it got to that amount, and I thought maybe, that was for a different purpose. My nephew, died of a very rare cancer called sarcoma. And he got diagnosed with it in August of 2019. This was just a few months ago, y'all. And it took him in just this little amount of time, man. I mean, from perfectly normal, healthy, strong. This was a brilliant man. This was a magnificent soul, man. From all of that, not having one ailment, the oldest, just like my son, to a small growth on his neck. They went checked it out. It's sarcoma, and it took him so fast. But shout out to his whole family, man.
Yes, absolutely. Rest in heaven.
North,
hello,
Wisconsin, Kenosha to Houston, because he used to be down here in Houston, but he went through it, and we need to bring more education about this disease because it does affect a lot of us, and it's very unknown. It's not a popular cancer that we all know about and can understand why it happens. But anyway, he passed away from it. And so, I was like, man, I wanted to be up there for my daughters, help them heal. And it seems like now, we'll be able to do that at a more important time because they're going to need to have some healing for their cousin. This is their first cousin. He's the oldest of the family, oldest of the tribe. And, just like with my father, he almost died. And then the next month, my son died. Well, this happened with them because their grandmother, their mother, she had a stroke about a month or so ago prior to this. And everybody thought she was going to die. And she ended up making it through it. And here a month later, nobody's expecting it. The baby prince of the family dies, and so it hits them. It's hitting them hard. But I thank everybody because your donations and your love over this 1 week, I have enough to be able to be present. You know what I'm saying? For that, and
to see your girls.
And to see my babies, because they'll really need, daddy there. But even if it doesn't happen like that, whatever happens, I just want y'all to know that in 1 week, man, y'all love, one show, y'all love made this happen more than the whole world has done for me in 2 years. And I gotta add my angels from the Maleah Davis situation that came in, you know what I'm saying? LeakYou, Queen Supreme, Greta Fontenot, Amanda Aiden, my love, Kimberly Roy, Ray Novacism, Teresa Newmack, my sister, and of course Queen Lisa Botello, repping Lake. You dig what I'm saying? She fits what Coquille messed up, man. Hooked our family up with shirts that are very personalized.
Yeah.
Man,
and each individual.
And for everybody that was concerned about that, and that has been watching, in the future, that's what I'm going to use things for. That's what we're going after. Our goal is to give y'all good content. I want, whenever y'all come to this TV, to love seeing our shows, and I'm gonna keep my son's name alive, and that's what they're gonna have to do up there. They've gotten a stage, and we need to bring up more about this cancer and know about it. But I want everyone to look on there on Facebook or whatever. Trisha Marie, send her love. Glow Sampson, Erica Johnson, Ronnie Murray. That's his brothers and sisters, his family members. And
did you tag me in anything?
Next week they're gonna need
send a message.
What you say, Queen?
Tag me in anything or send me anything in Okay, I'll check it out.
I sent you a bunch of pictures of all of them, in case you wanted to show the people, but they can go on there and they can see it. But they're gonna need that love. This is a big situation, and it's just so similar to mine. And that's my family. I love them, and I loved Armel. He was again a magnificent man. So I wanted to make sure to the whole world they hear about that, and please send your to that family. And I thank y'all for loving me and my family, and we're gonna keep his name and many others' names. Again, I'll call. Y'all need me, reach out to me any kind of way. Hit the LeakYou. She know the direct line to me. That's my sister. Hit the
That's right.
She my sister, and I already know. If you bite the dog, we bite back. And we all together.
Emmanuel, thank you. I love you very much, and I appreciate it. And yes, absolutely. And I'll reach out to you after this. So we'll discuss some things privately that we don't need to discuss here. But everybody says hugs to you. Much love to you from California, pretty much from all over the world. And I thank you for coming on tonight after doing part 2. And I'm really proud of everybody who helped to donate to the GoFundMe. And you know what? I can't wait till our next panel. So thank you, Emmanuel, for coming on tonight. Much love, brother. I appreciate it.
Keep it going, truth terrorists.
Already. You know it. Thank you. Wow, you guys. Emmanuel, he gets to talking. And here we are. But it's so great. Like you hear him talking, and it's just like, amazing individual. And because of all of you guys, not only is he going to go see his daughters, but he's going to be able to be there while his nephew is being buried. After losing his life to this very aggressive form of cancer. Who would have known when we started this, that's where this would have ended? And it's all because of your guys' help too. So I want to thank each and every one of you. I know I have held you guys for, almost 4 or 5 hours now. So I'm going to go ahead and end this live. Thank you to everyone for joining, from Periscope to Facebook to Twitch. news to YouTube as well. And God bless all of you. Good night, guys.